Good evening, one and all. It's Wednesday, it's the middle of the week, and that of course means it's time for us to jump into some more good old Warframe. Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well where you are around the world. I hope you've had a good first half to your week, or if you haven't, well, I hope the second half goes better for you. At the very least.
Hey ho Ken, gotta go eat something. Have fun with Hydroid.
Automatic, thank you very much for continuing a subscription here. 21 months, that is not a tiny amount whatsoever there, my word. Thank you for continuing that here, and absolutely going to have some fun with Hydroid. You get yourself something nice to eat. Righty, oh yes, and this is most definitely not Hydroid. This fella, he took part in the most recent thumbnail. That's why I got him.
Good evening.
Good evening to you too there, Ag. Thank you for subscribing with your Prime once again. 8 months of support as well. Thank you very much for continuing that here. Hope you have yourself a good evening as we go through all this. Oh, yes indeed. Today we are going to be using Hydroid. Because, quite frankly, he's a bit meh, isn't he? He's a bit meh. So I want to see how not meh I can make him. Do the absolute best I can. We've got 3 hours, we've got a whole stream to try and make him as not meh as possible. Take him from meh to maybe even meta? Maybe, no, it's not, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen, but we could do stuff with him. Because, well, if I can't, no one can. Basically. Not to, you know, put myself on a pedestal or anything, but just saying, like... Oh, yeah, I got just something in my eye right there. That's nasty. There we are. That always happens. It ain't a day that ends in a Y if I don't get something in my eye at some point. What's the announcement? The announcement will be later on in the stream. Wasn't there some news on a Hydroid rework? D have acknowledged that reworks are a possibility down the line. They have not given any kind of timescale on that. All it was really a notion that if there were to be a Warframe rework, Hydroid would be high on the list of those that would be reworked. But that's all that we got really. So there wasn't an announcement of rework. There was an announcement of an intention to consider that maybe there could be a rework that possibly would be Hydroid. Very, very, very non-informing on that, but there we are. Also, Router, yeah, you can just sit in the arsenal forever. I don't care about you now. I've done the video on it. I've showed you guys what it's for. You can check out the video if you haven't done so already. It's over on YouTube, went live a few hours ago. It does its job and not a lot else. There we go now. Cheers to Hydrate. Cheers.
Excellent work, Tenno. This will help our cause.
Blast Zenithstar, Undertow interaction in the near future?
Blast Zenithstar Undertow? Diabetic Coma, you're going to have to fill me in on what you mean by that there. Also, thank you very much for the 100 bits. Appreciate that. You've also kicked off another Twitch scam train. Hype train. Yes, I definitely called that. Definitely. Yes. Right. So, let's start from scratch with Hydroid. I've had builds before now, but I'm actually going to tear them all out. All of this lot out. I don't care what there was before. None of this lot. I don't care what configs I've got going on. All of it is going out. We're starting afresh here. Genuinely do not care about whatever I had in here before. Gone. And the Arcane's gone. Starting from scratch. Let's do this properly, shall we? Let's look at what Hydroid's got. Let's work it through bit by bit. This is the kind of process of actually discovering and unleashing the power of a new frame, but we're doing it with one of the older ones because he needs it. Yo, Witherfang coming in with 5 gifted subs though. Before we continue on with the Hydroid stuff, going out to Firesparks, to Specialer, to Weekend Game Guy, to Dank Nugs, and to OK Kangaroo. Witherfang, thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs. Really do appreciate that there. Hope you're having a good day as well. Cheers indeed. Pretty sure there's a removal button. Yeah, but it's more dramatic, F King, to go through and do it myself. I could hit this button down here, but it's much more dramatic to do it my way. Much more. Right. So with Hydroid, if you don't know his abilities at this point, let me just give you a quick rundown. Tempest Barrage charges up an area. The charge doesn't actually increase anything other than the duration and damage. So, yeah, it doubles the duration, doubles damage. You're not charging up the radius of it. The rain falls down, knocks enemies down, does a token amount of damage, and it really is token. Forecasting us to go for some instrumental rock. Alright, cool. Let's do that. Let's switch over the music. That's all there really is to Tempest Barrage. It's rain that knocks down enemies, and you charge it up. Tidal Surge. Surge forwards, gather up enemies somewhat awkwardly, deal a token amount of damage to them. That's all of that one. We then have Undertow, which is the memeiest of all abilities. You become a puddle. You can drown enemies in the puddle. The damage is a bit weird. Like, yeah. And then we have Tentacle Swarm, which is, again, a charge-up ability to increase the radius and number of tentacles. Grabs enemies, incapacitating them, dealing damage over time. Again, this is all token damage. This could scale it to real damage, but the rest of it is all token damage. Token, token, token. Terrible all round. With the incapacitation of the enemies, they are also wildly flung around, which can be a pain in the ass for shooting. So we got a few pain in the ass features we want to get through. So first of all, let's get a re-vibe, as it were, over at Simulacrum, just to solidify the exact mechanics in all our minds, get us all on the same page. May you join what, Predator Queen? Join what? I didn't invite anyone to things to join right now. So let's pop through. Most Gloom tanking build works fine. Its tentacle attacking as a buffer, keeps it continuously healed. Yeah, Gloom is an option. Gloom's always an option on basically every frame. We want to look at other options. We want to look beyond Gloom. Besides, Hydroid doesn't exactly have a huge amount of health and armor. Craft say we shouldn't really care about strength rise. Maybe we can consider that as an option. Let me just check real quickly for you what a lack of strength does. Wrong one. I want... That's a lot of strength. I want not a strength. So yeah, that reduces damage and damage increase, reduces damage. The strength on Hydroid is just damage, and the only thing that matters for damage is Undertow. Even the fact that they added inch strength to his stupid little augment here, Corroding Barrage. Tempest Barrage gains 100% ability strength. I really don't know why they felt the need to do that. I really don't, because the strength doesn't increase the status chance? Or rather, is there a cap on status chance? Just checking real quick. I never actually checked that. Nope. Status is fixed. It seems. Status is fixed. But yeah, that all that 100% on this augment is doing, 100% strength, is just making it deal literally a little bit more token damage. Which is... Yeah. Anywho, when I say I kind of hype for Foreman Prime and Fanblade things. Use the Foreman in Deviri circuit should be nice. Oh yeah, Foreman is a beautiful weapon. I do like the Foreman. Right, so let's grab ourselves a good old Elite Lancer. What a basic standard unit. Let's turn it off Steel Path. Let's make it only level 80. Because this would be considered a high level enemy back in the day that Hydroid was actually made. Do I have a strong build for Axmati? I have not posted a build guide to that one though. Alright, Elite Lancer. What if we use our 1 on you? What happens? Well, yep, as we see, it gets knocked down, shafted around a bit as well, so there is a ragdoll explosive effect on that. And yeah, a lot of damage. When does Steel Path get added to Simulacrum? Latest update. Not latest hotfix, latest update. So yeah, it keeps them occupied. And the damage starts to do a little tiny... The damage is not there. The damage is not there. Whether rain changes to Hydroid, or is this just theory crafting because he's considered bad? I just felt like covering Hydroid today. So yeah, that's that first ability. Knocks him around, doesn't really do a lot. let's have a look at the second. Yeah, that's all it does. Just drags him along. Where did he even go? Hello? Hello? Alright then. Thank you, Simulacrum. I'll go get a new one. Yeah, that's Phone enemy radars, find him? Yeah, I'm gonna have to re-equip my Sentinel. I took it off of the thumbnail. Didn't even need to take it off the thumbnail, I just always do. Yeah. Davey, cheers. Cheersy, cheersy. Right, let's try that again, shall we? You there, mister. We slam this way, he gets dragged towards the wall, and then he gets back up pretty quickly afterwards, actually. Like, there's really not much of a delay on that there. Unless we... No, not even if we shove him under something. He's like, yep, nope, not a problem. Not a problem for him. So, it's not really that amazing. Not really amazing. Okay. Let's grab a new one. Now we got... We're going to skip straight to Tentacle Swarm. Whoa! And as we see, we're doing 200 damage per tick. After the initial, like, 16s I saw. 200 damage per tick. And if we, whilst he just casually flops around in there, we have a look at Tentacle Swarm here, we see 200 damage is the damage on the ability. So we are getting, in fact, true damage. It's bypassing the armor there once he is in the effect of it. And even anything got him, but you know, it's level 80. With an unmodded Hydroid, what do we expect? But yeah, it's 16 on pickup and then 200 thereafter. Let's put him out of misery. Now, as slightly awkward is that the corpse continues to get flung around, so it's a little bit harder to tell who's still alive and who isn't. Interesting. Port of Salem would be perfect background piece of this. I don't know what Port of Salem is, however, it's not one of the options we have here today. Magnetic damage, wow, very strong. Nah, it's the thing, the first bit is magnetic, which did sweeten our fall there, but then after that, it's actually true damage. It's actually true damage. Hello, Nuruk. Hello, Moon. How you both doing? Right, now we can have a look at Undertow. Where's he gone? He's taking 49 damage, 72 damage, 96 damage, 118, 141, 164, 187, 209, 232, 255, 278, 307, 324. We're well above the damage of the ultimate now. 400, we're at double the ultimate damage. 485, 508, 531, 554, 577, 600, 3 times the ultimate damage. It's still going. And he's dead. So that ability can kill. Oh, do you not mean Salim? You mean Port Sarim? Are you meaning Port Sarim from RuneScape? Big executions. Not Port of Salim, Port Sarim. Because if that's what you're referring to, believe me, I am very familiar with that town. Can they theoretically scale infinitely? I believe so. So what we're going to do now is grab ourselves an Exo-Goxide Officer. Oh, you mixed it with Town of Salem. Right, okay, I see. Exo-Goxide Officer, level 190, Steel Path. You can't even fight this unit. It doesn't exist. You don't get these on the Steel Path, but we're going to make it happen. Now let's see. Maximum level enemy. Oh god, that's a weird perspective. Maximum level enemy versus unmodded Undertow. It probably shouldn't kill it, but let's just see what happens. So damage, 66, 90-ish, 132. Now it's scaling up. It is scaling up. We're already past the damage that we get from the ultimate. You can barely see it. It's probably an absolute monster for the Twitch, what do you call it, bit rate. But we are over 600 damage now. If it doesn't exist, how do you scan it? I scanned the basic enemy, Esprit. The Steel Path version doesn't exist. Now it's almost there it is, 1,000 damage per tick and still climbing. 1,000 damage per tick and still climbing. I don't know if what the climb rate is. I don't know if the climb rate is increasing or not. I don't think it is, though, no. So it's a linear increase in damage by the looks of it over time. Someone wants the music off in the silence, you can hear the sound of immeasurable disappointment. Okay, Zom. Yeah, I might actually run out of energy before she dies here. I'm dealing 2,000 damage a tick now. Pure damage. It's skipping the armor. Or rather, that's a total damage after dealing with armor, I guess. Probably that, but, I mean, they have a lot of health. Closing in on 3,000. Just a little bit more to go. 3,000 damage per tick. She might well survive this. She might well survive this. Oh, yep, no, she survives. We managed to get through a little over half her health in that, which, I mean, it's a modded Hydroid against one of the strongest enemies in the game. Yeah, it's valid. Valid, absolutely. I mean, my Foreman, completely unstacked, is not remotely ready to deal with this kind of weapon. This kind of enemy. Let's get rid of them. There we are. Put on Prime Flow and all efficiency mods. I think we can do better than that. I think we can do better than that. So, let's see. Can we make the damage ability actually worth anything? So what we could do is, first of all, grab an augment to help us out, because this was doing impact damage over time. Bear in mind, it says it starts at 25 and goes up from there. Damage increase per second, 2%. That doesn't sound right to me. I'll be quite honest, that doesn't sound right to me. I need the music back on now. Sorry, Zom. I need it back on. Something in the ears. Let's do a quick look over at the wiki to see what it may have for us to explain what's actually going on here to help us better understand where to go next. And to that end, I'm going to flashbang you guys in a 3, a 2, a 1, flashbang. Right. So it says impact damage per second and drowning enemies also receive 2% of their maximum health as impact damage, which continuously stacks every second whilst the enemies remain submerged. Interesting. So it's maximum health, but it's impact, which struggles against flesh, which is kind of a problem. It really struggles against flesh. Minus 25% there. But that's a little bit bad. Submerged enemies receive an additional 0.1% damage growth per second for each enemy in the pool. Okay, I mean, that's not going to be much of a thing, but it exists. It just exists. So, let's close out of that. Let's close out of that and use this as information, obviously, to help us design this. Diabetic Coma say Undertow interacts quite well with a few weapons. Known bug section should cover a few of their potential. Let me just quickly have a look here. Also, first of all,
take an 18 sip, take my money for 14 months now.
It has indeed been 14 months of me taking your money, Shinigo, but thank you very much for volunteering it over this way there. Subscribing at tier 3 for 14 months. Tier 3! Shinigo, thank you very much for your continued support. I really do appreciate it. Cheers indeed. What about Hydroid? Just joined the stream. We're investigating Hydroid. We're looking to make Hydroid as good as he can be. Trying to make the most of what we can, and that's partly by breaking down absolutely everything he's got, bit by bit. Really tearing it apart. And we'll look at the strongest bit here, which is Undertow. So let's see. Known bugs, known bugs, known bugs, known bugs. Where is the known bug section? Where is the known bugs section? I was promised a known bug section. Let's put this back on the screen whilst I have a look. As your companions submerge, enemy corpses will be released, cannot do stuff. Can be cast in midair, or affects enemy Xmas. Will not be applied to Hydroid. Or just submerge, treats him as invisible. Submerged enemies cannot prevent Tenno from capturing interception points. Alright. Okay. Someone getting a little bit antsy in chat there. You can kind of lay off the caps and do what Cosmo does instead. Cheers, Cosmo. Cheers. Allied players can shoot into Undertow to contribute 50% of their total damage from weapons and allies distributed evenly to all submerged enemies. So you can't shoot your own puddle, but your allies can shoot it, but they get half the damage and it's distributed. Okay, definitely a bit more old school. Definitely a bit more of old school. Let's not give the players too much power ability, isn't it? But what's this little bugginess I was promised? Diabetic Undertow interacts quite well with a few weapons. Known bug section should cover a few that have potential. The known bug section. List is towards the bottom. When Hydra is submerged, game treats them invisible. Any kills on unalerted enemies will count as stealth. Also causes Zenistar to deal bonus stealth damage to enemies. Smoke related to this, where Zenistar built with Blast will continue to deal bonus damage to some enemies, even when Hydroid re-emerges from the puddle. Right. That's a very weird specific bug. I'm not going to focus too much onto that. I'm not going to focus too much on that one. Yeah, we'll skip out of that one. I want to see what we can do with Hydroid without hyper-specific either combinations or, in this case, clear bugs. Trying to see what we can get Hydroid to do and then expand from there. Getting into the ridiculously niche is almost admitting that you don't know how to make Hydroid work without breaking the game. And we can do better than that. I'm sure we can do better than that. I should say, I still find it weird that we have redemptions to remind streamers of everyday necessities. Well, you know, when you get caught up in the flow of things, and also people like to press a button that makes the guy do a thing. It's monkey dance. It's a monkey dance button, I guess. Right. Undertow. So, it said that it scales maximum health, but it does it as impact, so it's going to be affected by armor. So, let's grab a Nairu here. Heck on, cheers. Let's grab a Nairu. Let's grab a new officer. Only this time, no armor. 5,000 on damage, 11,000, 17,000, 22,000 damage, 28,000, 34,000, 40,000, 45,000, 51,000, 57,000, and the dead at 63,000. That was a little bit better. That was indeed a little bit better, chat. Because this is otherwise an unmodded Hydroid. Unmodded. Aside from Crony Barrage, which I didn't use. Now, we can think logically why this works. We don't need to be too crazy about, oh my god, that's so powerful, how did that happen? We can think logically about it. The damage increase per second, as the wiki pointed out, as we've just seen there, is based on maximum health. So the initial 25 damage is almost pointless. We can pretty much ignore that. The damage doesn't increase by 2% 25 per second. Effectively, after the first hit, the damage we're going to deal increases by 2% of the enemy per second. So we do 2%, then 4%, then 6%, then 8%, then 10%, and so on. The question is, at what point does the total of that percentage equal 100%? And basically what we're doing is we're taking triangle numbers but multiplying them by 2%. So triangle numbers, basically it's the numbers 1 and then 1 plus 2, then 1 plus 2 plus 3, then 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, and so on. Those are your triangle numbers. And if I just grab a little bit of a thing, it gives a sequence 1, 3, 6, 10, 15, 21, 28, 36, 45. When does that reach or beat 100 is the question. 1, 3, 6, 10, 15, 21, 28, 36, 45, 55, 66, 78, 91, 105. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 seconds. 14 seconds. So let's verify that. Let's just make sure I'm correct in that assessment before we move on. Again, strip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11. That's a lot quicker than I was saying. Alright, yeah, I forgot to multiply by 2. It's not 100, I need 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, my bad. I forgot to multiply by 2%. I specifically said to do it and then didn't do it. That's on me. This is why we check our work. This is why we check our work. So, Hydroid can kill anyone that isn't resistant to what he's doing in 11 seconds. That's all it takes. Unmodded, 11 seconds, they're dead. Now, can that scale with strength? I'm going to guess no. I am wrong. Yes, the damage increase per second does go up. So, if we get that to, say, 4%, we'd only need to get to the 25 triangle number. In fact, triangle numbers give us breakpoints. Triangle numbers give us breakpoints. Let's talk breakpoints. I'm going to bring out the notepad. I did leave that on screen, didn't I? Yes, I did. Cool. Excellent. Breakpoints of triangle numbers. Now, I bet that's a sentence you never expected to read today. Because we have triangle numbers of 1, 3, 6, 10, 15, 21, 28, and after this point I have to look them up because I forget. 36, 45, 55, 66, 78, 91, 105. And that's where I'm going to stop caring, quite honestly. Actually, no, let's take it a little bit further. Because we might need to in a bit. So 120, 136, 153. Okay. Now, at the base strength of 2% per second, what we're basically saying is that we deal, on the first second after the ability starts killing them, 1 times 2%. And then the total damage becomes 3 times 2%, and the total becomes 6 times 2% as we continue. So we can effectively just multiply all this out and you would get the damage. But we're going to actually do it the other way around. If we instead divide 100% by the triangle number, I'm just going to put T for that, then we find out what percentage we need our undertow to be to kill them by that point. So that's 100%, didn't mean to press that. 33.4%, rounding it up. This would be 16.7%, this would be 10%, this would be... I'm just going to be lazy and grab my calculator. I could do this through a spreadsheet, but... no. Are we discovering the binomial theorem? Nope, but I'm glad that you remembered that from your math classes at school. Well done. 4.8%, 28 we need 3.6%, at 36 we only need 2.8%. I'm rounding these up to the next decimal point because I believe that is what we got here. Yeah, just 1 decimal point. That's why I'm doing it this way. 2.3%, at 55 we only need would be 1.82, but I'm going to round up again, 1.9 to match what we need to see on there. 1.6%, 1.3%, 1.1%, and then we're getting into really low figures here. 0. Oops, I didn't do the point. 0. Actually, that technically rounds to 1.0%. 0.9%. 0.83, but 0.9 I'll have to do. And lastly, at that triangle number, 0.7%. There we are. Okay, cool. We have our numbers. We have our numbers. And this percentage referring to this damage increase per second percent here. So you can see with Blind Rage on, for example, we get 3.9. So looking at this list, that means we would kill by this stage here. So we'd kill in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds. I might as well tab these all across. So it's sec to kill. Oops. Just put sec. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There we go, beautiful. So yeah, 3.9, we read it across. We can kill everything in 7 seconds, so long as its armor is removed. Based on that. That's not accounting for any damage type modifiers that come into play. And, well, I don't know if any damage type modifiers did come into play there with the officer. I don't know if anything actually did. What damage type modifier does that have on flesh? Impact minus 25%. Minus 25%. So, we did that originally with 2%, and it killed in 11 seconds, wasn't it? Yeah, so that 25% was kicking in here, knocking us down one. Let's see this with Blind Rage. See what we get. 1 tick, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 seconds. Which, yeah, is 1 below what was expected, or 1 longer than expected. So that 25% is coming in there. So it is definitely impact. And it has definitely been modified by that. Which means it's going to affect basically everything, because everything's got flesh. Ozrabbit said, what does it feel like? The emote, augment, arcane, and growing power would be good for this build. I don't know. Why does it feel like that to you, Ozrabbit? What are you thinking about? You have a good old think there. Infested, maybe? I suppose, maybe. Yeah, they're not weak to, they're not strong against that stuff, are they? Against impact. Boiler, yeah, they're not strong against it. So I'm gonna grab a boiler. This one might die a second quicker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 it died, yeah. And then the others can now die as well. In the dusting. And this one that fell in also dies after 7 seconds. Phew. Okay, so Hydroid slightly better against the infested, just because impact is slightly better against the infested. Good to know. Rap saying we might want to avoid negative efficiency since Hydroid can't use energy orbs as a puddle. That is a thing to consider, absolutely. That is a thing to consider. It all comes down to how we approach this. Now, the reason I got Crowley Barrage on here was considering the whole armor reduction aspect. I don't think we'd want to have a setup which relies on us using Operator the entire time, constantly going into a Nairu form and then stripping armor, then back into Undertow. Actually, that's a question. Can I do this? Nope, can't switch to Operator. No matter how quickly I press them together, can't do it. Cannot Undertow and Operator at the same time. That's annoying. Hello, do you like rap? I'm not a fan of rap music, no. Are there any gameplay differences between a normal infested and a Deimos type infested counterpart? Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, let's see. Some Deimos units are just, for some reason, more resistant to or straight up invulnerable to viral or viral procs. But you'll notice as well, yeah, you got Deimos units running around with infested sinew here, some of them. I haven't got them all scanned, so I can't give you a full demonstration. Yeah, let's say Broodmother. Yeah, there's no change on that one. So some units will be much the same. That one's definitely the same. But there are units which are more resistant to viral, which mess up your builds. And then there are specific Deimos units which are very resistant because they have that infested sinew, which basically just gets in the way of a lot of stuff. There you are. Juggernaut. Alright, let me bring up the Juggernaut for you, Esprit. Deimos Juggernaut, still Ferrite versus normal Ferrited as well. And in fact, the Deimos Juggernaut has a lower health pool. Just FYI. A lower health pool. And then Demolished Juggernaut, different again. It doesn't actually have an armor stat showing, but it is still armored. Go figure. So yeah, it's all a bit of a mess. Rap saying Creeping Terrify could be an option as a subsume when we get there. Yeah, we'll look into subsumes later. Let's make sure we get everything we can out of Hydroid first, and then find the subsumes to fit. Don't think ahead on that one. I know a lot of you are going to want to think ahead because Hydroid's been out for a billion years. Something like that anyway. We're starting with Hydroid. Stream's not even been going 40 minutes yet. Alright. So, if we go crazy on the strength, if we basically divide any of these values by 2%, we get the strength required to get there. So, against the infested, killing in 6 seconds would require, we're saying, about 240% strength or somewhere in that region. To get it another second down, that then jumps us up to 335%. Is that? Yeah, 335%. And then this would require 500% strength. So getting much quicker than like 6 seconds, 7-6 seconds is actually prohibitively expensive to do. Prohibitively. That's something to factor in there. Lower strength on Hydroid, by the same token then, has diminishing issues. Because say if we use overextended, oops, no space in that. Yeah, that brings us down to 0.7%, which means it's going to take a full 17 ticks to kill, versus, what was it? Yeah, 10 ticks to kill if you haven't got the strength modifier there. But that isn't 2.5 times like the strength would suggest. That's only a 70% increase in time taken. So lower strength on Hydroid does make him slower to kill with his undertow, but not proportionally slower. Not proportionally slower. Now, someone did mention about viral procs, and that can absolutely be valid. Let's see what happens when we bring viral into the mix. And to do that, I'm going to grab the Epitaph. I think I should have a very viral primer. Yes, I do. That'll do nicely. So let's once again bring in the Exo Gokstad Officer. And just double check that I've not screwed up with Hydroid here. I haven't, good. Okay, so just a quick reminder for ourselves here. We do the inner route and puddle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 seconds to kill it. Okay. So now let's bring in the viral procs. I'm going to do the viral procking first, so as not to... it won't matter about me its armor first. It's the Epitaph. 1, 2, 3. Don't know why the damage there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9! So viral is definitely going to have an effect for us. Is Hydroid the worst frame? Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. Three. Yep, that is definitely making it faster to kill. So viral is an option. The only downside is that you can't apply viral whilst you're in that form. Then we might have a solution for that as well. We might... Oh, wrong thing. We might have a solution for that, but I don't know if it's going to work whilst we're in undertow. So Thagomizer here Thagomizer is my Panzervorprofiler, and that means we got viral quills available to us. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start over here and dash towards it so that it doesn't use its viral quills until we are in Undertow. Okay, this is going to burn my energy just trying to get to it. Never mind. I'm gonna need more energy to try doing that. One moment. So that's one thing I don't understand is why Tidal Surge moves half distance when you're in Undertow. Like, anti-synergy between the two of them is kind of weird. Try to increase sales duration for viral? Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. You still can't apply viral whilst you're in Undertow, though, from your own weapons, so you'd have to step out, start the process, each enemy you're getting into it, which is awkward to say the least. So, fill up on energy. Get us over there. Pull her in. And is Thagomizer going to do anything? I think Thagomizer has been completely disabled, hasn't it? Yeah, so there we've seen it's applied viral. And there it's applied... Yeah, it's definitely happy to apply viral, but when I do this... Yep, Thagomizer just completely turns off. It's still in the running animation, according to the name we can see there. It's just stopped. It quite literally pauses our AI on the companion. That's a good thing those orbs just stick around. That helps. I don't know where the damage procs are. There they are. Now she's still armoured, so I'm going to have to fix that as well. So no armour, viral proc, bring her in. 2, 3, 4, 5, she's dead. 5 seconds dead. So Thagomizer there massively speeding up how long it takes to kill her. Can you go into operator mode whilst Undertow is active? You cannot, no. You cannot. So we got some positives there, some negatives. It seems that our options for applying viral just aren't available, which is annoying. Neither companion nor self-sourced. The only other source of viral that comes to mind straight away is... what do you call it? I'll remember in a sec. Bear with me. Nourish. But I don't know how we get Nourish to actually do that whilst we're in Undertow. Because enemies aren't going to shoot us, we are functionally invisible to enemies, so we won't proc it that way, and we're not attacking. So we won't proc it that way either. I don't think Nourish is going to help us either. And the problem is with the damage scaling, we want to then be applying viral, puddling a group of them, drowning them. It takes even 5 seconds with maximum viral stacks, and then repeat the process. That doesn't seem the most valid. Whereas MSR disc with viral on it, maybe an option. Have you missed the announcement? You have not, Flo. I'm making the announcement in a little bit. In a little bit. There are certainly difficulties here, especially because Undertow has multiple costs. It's got the cost of activating it, it's got the cost of using it over time, and it's got the cost of the grab energy, i.e. the energy to throw out a tentacle to pull an enemy in. On-call crew with Epitaph could be an option, but they're only available for a short amount of time, so got to bear that in mind. Exiled Nomad Streams, thank you very much for subscribing with your Prime. Welcome to the channel proper, my dude. Welcome to the channel proper. Cheers and enjoy your lovely blue sub badge, your emotes, your access to the Supporter Tea Lounge, the premium channel on my Discord, and of course, no more ads here on Twitch for you either. Yeah, on-call crew, 3 minutes available, 7 minutes not. Not exactly an ideal solution, considering that even for a single rotation of survival, it won't last long enough. I wouldn't consider that valid. As I've said, decided to check, appears none of Hydroid's abilities aren't... None of Hydroid's abilities aren't coded. I'm going to assume you mean none are coded as weapons, so no damage to gain from Arachnear Eclipse or all that. Alright, cool, so that's out. Perhaps the Azima could be used setup. So we're saying that the Zenistar and Azima could be used for viral setups. Let's have a look. Azima, I am a little bit more familiar with. We're thinking this silly little thing here. If we grab a unmodded one, viral. There we go. We go multi-shot. And lethal torrent, and we go some extra status on here. If we just go sure shot, that sounds good to me. Just as a basic example. Yeah, I think I'll be valid enough as is right now to test. And let's get rid of the Vol Profiler so it doesn't mess in with things. Switch back to good old carrier. Defang so as not to mess in. Okay, so. Does not appear to be able to hit the puddle, and therefore not the enemy. Also need to find a way to make it last longer. Actually, I wouldn't even need to do that. Yeah. I mean, we got some viral procs eventually. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna... Yeah, if there's something I'm missing on the Azima there, let me know now, but otherwise that one's not vibing with me. Someone said Zenister. Let's again grab just random build, throw some bits together and hope to God it works. Put that on there. Viral. Now this one, the disc. Is the disc connected to combo? I'll be honest, it's been a hot minute since I've used the Zenister. Disc stays in place, radiates heat damage or base duration in 10 seconds, scales a combo multiplier. Right, Ian. How much do you miss? Kraken's Yard. Look at the time below the stream, you might figure it out there. Router time? Router could be an option here. Yeah, router could be an option. Let's go for initial combo for now. I'm not really get a lot of that. Just for demonstration purposes. Router might still be an option. This is still exceedingly niche doing this, but we might get an option out of this. So, you know, when we're talking an aura, I was expecting a little bit more. Just you know, a little bit more. What's the wiki? Help me out here. 4-meter radius. 4. I'm sorry. What? Disc radius is affected by prime reach. Okay. I was going to say, if that wasn't even affected by that, I would have been out. Okay. Primed reach. Where's my good one? Did I never upgrade this fully? Okay, whatever. That's on me. Okay, that's a little bit better. That is a bit better. There we go. So I can puddle myself and bring her in. Oh, see the damage hits. Can't actually see the damage hits there. Let me try that again. So I want to see now if it hits her while she's in the puddle. Yes. Yeah, so that Zenister disc is indeed hitting her. So we are getting the viral application there. So I haven't even stripped the armor, and it is improving the damage against her. We're also getting the heat, what will reduce her armor, so we got the double whammy there. Still timed, but we do have an option. That is good. smack. Just because I can. So that does feel like something that the router can help out with, yes. But again, that is extremely niche. We'd have Zenister, a need to build combo, either with router or just melee attacking and then undertowing. And we're having to have enemies come into that zone. It's not the most ideal, but at least we do have a synergy we can consider going forwards. Because that acts as a multiplier on the damage that undertow is dealing, which can avoid us having to mod for insane amounts of strength to get any value out of it. It's all very awkward, but it is a thing. Rod say, did you explore Hydroid's potential being the bestest friend by hiding enemies in low damage undertow? As I showed earlier, they'll still die, sure enough, because as much as we can reduce the damage, it scales. Is that exponential or is that polynomial? It scales on a curve. Scales on a curve. Was Hydroid changed? No. No, I'm looking at Hydroid as he has been for a very, very long time. A very long time. So yeah. We're going to see what else we can do with this, but right now it's not looking too amazing. Boglorian say, random question, as an aura, the mod mecha empowered stacks, right? Stacked with what? Stacks with what? How does it go with power detonation overextended? That'll get us down to 0.2% damage increase per second, which means you'd need to hit the triangle number of 500 to kill. I don't know how far down the listing that is to get to the triangle number of 500. What's the calculation for triangle numbers again? It is half x squared plus half x, right? Yeah, half x squared plus half x. So, quick little Warframe Alpha. 500 equals 0.5 x plus x squared. Seconds to kill then would be 32. It would be 32. There you go. So with power donation and overextended, you would get to 32 seconds of hold time, which Inara still comfortably beats out. But yes, there we go. You could get it all the way up to 32 seconds. And that's at 10% strength, whereas at 100% strength, it's still, what did I say earlier? 11 seconds. No, 10 seconds or 11 against some enemies. So reducing your strength tenfold only increases the time it takes around about threefold. Just FYI. Dude just slaps out math on the spot. That's what I do, Gidlix. That's what I do. What about a Spectre with just a secondary to apply procs? For that, we'd need to have a Spectre using a viral only primary weapon, of which there are not many. And again, that's exceedingly niche as an option. We would basically be relying on a Spectre to apply procs from either Hema or Comorex by the looks of it. Actually, no, it'd just be Hema. Comorex, you need to do something weird to get the viral. And the reason it's a primary is because they rarely use secondaries. So Warframe Spectre really is just not much of an option there. And again, we try really hard to put out virals just to try and get some additional speed out of Undertow. It's really a struggle on this one. As we said, D, we don't want Warframe to be a numbers game. Warframe was always going to be a numbers game. It's just the numbers get redonkulous, and actually the more redonkulous they get, the more people have to ask about the numbers. So yeah, it's all a thing. Right, so it looks like if you want to use Viral of Undertow, the best option realistically is to apply it yourself, then drop into Undertow again. So it is a bit of an in-out, in-out on that, which is not ideal. With the in-out, in-out, does it become faster with natural talent? Simple question. Put in. And then without natural talent? If there's a difference, there's barely one. Yeah, if there's a difference, there's barely one there. Alright. Alright. Staycase saying, first time catching your stream, your YouTube videos helped me get out of limbo. Of too good for the Origin system and too weak for the Steel Path. What's one Warframe weapon you hate for no reason? For no reason? I don't really hate things for no reason. I tend to have reasons for hating things, because otherwise, why would I hate them? I guess spear guns, because I just never cared to really work with them. I've never really gelled with spear guns. They're more about the gimmick than the gun. Otherwise, I've just never really given them the time of day. So it's close as I can get to you on that. Close as I can get to you on that one. Hi, Bravebex. Hello there. You're definitely living up to your name with that caps and exclamation marks. Definitely living up to that one. Wilcast saying, stop doing maths when I saw a 6.8 million red crit slash proc. Valid. Valid. But at the same time, everything else still exists. You can't just rely on that one thing that did that for you. Cheers, Krakens. Cheers. Okay. So we have an option, but in terms of damage output, it's a bit pants. The time to kill on it scales with enemies regardless of their level, but it doesn't scale with armor, so we need to deal with the armor issue, and this no longer deals with armor the way it used to. And then there's still the various other issues that come into the fray. So, at the very least, we don't need to go too crazy on strength, because as demonstrated earlier, yeah, 100% strength, we kill non-infested enemies in 11 seconds, infested in 10 seconds. If we increase the strength to, what's it, 150%, we're only shaving off 2 seconds. Doesn't seem all that great. As we said, by the time we strip the armor with weapons, they'll be dead. Yep, so there's that to consider. There is absolutely that. You're very welcome, Apex. Very welcome. Corpus will be quicker. The Corpus will be quicker against their shields, but then when we get to their health, not as much. It does depend on the actual scaling against their shields. Like, how does that operate? Let's get rid of the lady over there. We don't need her anymore. Let's grab ourselves a Corpus Tech to get started. So this is a bonus against the shields, but a debuff against the flesh. So I imagine this one's probably still going to take 11 seconds. But we'll see if that is true. I am modded right now, aren't I? Yes. So let's see. 11 seconds? Or is it something else? We're seeing shield damage and lots of it kicking in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13? Head where? Let me make sure I was doing that correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, so we are hitting the shield gate there, which could be losing us a second, but even then, 13 is quite a bit. Scales off health, not shields and health? Could be that, yeah. I don't know if you're reading it on the wiki, you'll just know that. Let's get then an anti-mower. I hate these things, but you know what? Loads of shields, not a load of health. That health, neither strong nor weak to impact. Shields very weak to impact, but only 50%. It's not like crazy weak. But let's see, with the anti-mower then, how long does that take with this massively shield-focused enemy? I'm going to probably need more energy, if that's the case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22. Okay, yeah. Definitely scales off the health. Now, again, because it is exponential or polynomial, again, I forget which one of the two it is, but because it scales on a curve, the massive difference between the health and the shields there didn't lead to a massive difference in the time taken, but it is still an increase. So, despite the fact that Corpus shields are weaker to impact damage, which we are dealing, we don't scale off the shields, and there is the possibility we might... No, we shouldn't be dealing with a shield gain because it's ability damage, but we are still dealing with the fact that we're getting lower damage scaling compared to their total hit points. That is definitely something to consider there. Okay. Interesting. That certainly makes things all a little bit problematic, doesn't it? Or you can't give viral bonus to shields? Correct, you can't give viral bonus to shields, no. So you would just still be cracking through the shields at whatever rate you're cracking through them, and then you crack through the health, which will already be cracked through quicker, even if you've got even shields and health, because of the scaling. Oh, okay. This is awkward. This is genuinely awkward. I'm struggling to think as to how we can make this much better, to be quite honest with you, chat. I'm really genuinely struggling to think as to how we can make this much better, other than just going, sorry, Undertow, you're not good enough. I don't want to write it off just yet, but I'll be honest, I'm close to writing it off. We need a status proc and an armor strip versus Greer enemies to kill them in a reasonable amount of time. Granted, we can take down multiple at once. Let's consider that. Let's increase our range here. So I'm going to do it without losing strength. I should have just typed in range. What am I doing? There we go. So that'll increase the amount of puddle we've got to work with. Can we pillage in the puddle? We can't even operate in the puddle, Esprit. I don't know if we'll be able to pillage. We can use other abilities, so I'll have to check on that. Let's see. So we got the range aspect there. I'm not going to go for any strength at the moment because, again, just trying to verify the kind of scaling we're looking at. I'm going to go for corrosive projection and corroding barrage. We're going to combine these two together and see what we achieve there without using operator. Let's see what we can get with that. And let's again go for Elite Lancers, a much more ordinary unit, but still going to have them Steel Path level 190. For a strong ordinary unit. Puddle here. Only grabs that much? Yikes. Okay. Let's do a ridiculously long charge on that. Which of course sends him flying as well. Thanks game. There we are, I've got them pulled in. This already ran out, so I'm going to have to cast a new one. Which is also burning up my energy. And that's the best I could achieve there. That was the best I could achieve. Okay. Alright, let's try that. Yeah, someone suggested a grouping ability. Let's try that. I have one without having to subsume something right here. Let's see what we can do with this. Summoning a whole group of them. I think it's Fazarin. Yeah, there we go. Right, so now I've grouped them all up. Do that, and I'm also going to cast this on here as well. So now I'm corroding them, or at least I should be corroding them, as well as drowning them, and also glitching them out, apparently. You, don't really know what was going on with that one. That's, I don't know if that's even corroding them, to be honest. If I step out of that, are they corroded? Wait, none of them have corrosive procs. Let's ignore whatever that was. But yeah, none of them had corrosive procs there. Because if I tap cast this now, we see the corrosive and plenty of it. I pull them in. Give it time for those procs to run out. Yeah, so we can corrode them when they are out of it. But now if I do this again, and I'm going to cast it to include that guy over there. So we can see, yep, he definitely got procced. Wait, now? Yeah. And now they're procced. But they weren't getting it before. Oh, goodness gracious. But they weren't before I watched it. Yeah, now they're getting corrosive procced. I don't know what I've done differently, but now they're getting procced in the puddle. What did I do wrong? Because clearly I did something wrong. Alright, let's gather them up again. Whole new cluster run. I wonder how many of you knew Vazarin had a mini Vorban in it. Alright, they're gathered. I'm going to tap cast. Bring down the rain. Charge cast. So he's getting corrosive procced. Are all of them? Oh, I can't tell. I didn't. I came out too soon. The ability hadn't finished. Oops. The ones outside, I'm seeing absolutely loads of procs. Now the ones in. Yeah, they were getting. Redo. Let's just do this with 5 of them. So I don't have to go through the whole grouping up process. What am I doing wrong here? Okay, they're all puddled. Charge this up. Raining down, and now they're getting corrosive procced. I don't understand. I don't understand what I did wrong before. It's nothing. However, with all of that happening, we still saw how much they weren't dying. They still weren't dying at any reasonable speed. And part of that is the fact that Elite Lancers actually have quite a bit of armor. In fact, if I grab the Elite Lancer page... If we have a look at this here, if I set this to 190... Their armor at level 190 before Steel Path is already 4,000. Already 4,000. And Steel Path, remind me, adds on how much? I think it was 150%? Yeah, 150%, so 2.5 times. 10,000 armor. 10,000 armor. Now, with Corrosive Blocks, we can reduce that down by 80%. And with Corrosive Projection, a multiplicative, I think it is. I think it's multiplicative with Corrosive Blocks. Was it 18% reduction? It's not a lot on a single person, no. 18%. So we're getting down to 2,000 armor at 10 procs. And then we're taking him down from 2,000 to around about 1,800. Maybe slightly more than that. 1,800 armor provides 86% damage reduction. 86%. Or in other words, our 100% strength is actually a little bit more like 14% strength. Something like that. Basically, it takes a long ass time to get through, even having reduced their armor 2 different ways. If you don't remove the armor, they're still strong. And we got the charge mechanic. which I really don't like. I don't like the fact charge mechanic exists for this and this ability, and the fact that they decided to add strength onto this rather than to, you know, remove the charge as the augment, maybe. Yeah. So Undertow or self-acting Hydroid just isn't doing it. Self-acting Hydroid really just isn't doing it. Even when I try to bring things together, by the time that he would kill something, we can just kind of spit on them and they're dead. Because like right now, if I go back to the Onara idea of full armor stripping, right now my Fullman is not stacked whatsoever. It's got no bonuses, no armor. Death, 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 death. I mean, that's just infinitely faster. In fact, dare say, you could probably do this. And that's faster. It's faster to kill with my operator than it is with Hydroid on a level 190 Steel Path enemy. Granted, I didn't mod Hydroid for any strength there, but his strength can only take him so far. We've already seen it has negative scaling, as it were. Logarithmic bonuses. I'm really trying here, and I can't seem to make Undertow worth consideration whatsoever. So, I'm going to do away with it. Undertow, completely disregarded. Let's get back to focusing on all the rest, which means we can also just completely dispense of the idea of strength unless we're using a subsumed ability which needs strength. Without a subsumed ability, strength just no longer needs to be a concern here. We'll keep this around for now. We'll keep that around for now. So instead we can grab that same amount of range functionally for free. That's a positive at least. There are some frames which can do away with strength. We can do away with strength on a main Equinox build. We can do away with strength on a Speedver build. There are some Warframes that can do that. Hydroid is now one of them. Well, rather than now, Hydroid is one of them. So looking at the rest of this then, we've got Tidal Surge. The speed on that, rather weirdly, I think is actually connected. Yeah, the speed on it is connected to duration. The speed is connected to duration. So we go like that. Whereas the range aspect on it, if I recall correctly, doesn't benefit the speed, yeah. And because it doesn't benefit the speed, it doesn't benefit the distance. Range doesn't benefit the distance. It has a range 6 meters, but that's the width of it. There's the width, because if I take off the prime continuity now, you see we only get this far. So range increases the width, duration increases the distance, rather than the range. But we call it range. Right, well that's a thing. So we want range, but also range isn't doing as much as we might want. I don't know why we need big boy waves, but sure, okay, that's a thing. We're going to want duration anyway to get the most out of these other abilities, so... Come on, let's find some value here. Let's go for the range, go for the duration. Hell, we'll go for the efficiency as well. Let's just whack it all in there. Might as well. Let's just go for the normal efficiency though. We don't need to be crazy about this. Slap that in there. Let's slap in Prime Flow because hey, who doesn't want a bit of Prime Flow? I'm also going to go for a redirection for the tank because, real quickly here, 300 health, 275 armor. That's not going to make a health tank happen. We'd need to invest heavily into that. Shields 525, we've got more of that, so we can try and buff up the value. And you might be like, Ken, shields are useless. Well, What if we try and make them not useless? We go with Arcane Aegis? Aegis? I think it's Aegis. Can you use a corrupted mod to turn him into a bullet wave? Or with just more duration? We could do narrow-minded. Yeah, and I got the capacity. Sure. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it real quick. From here to over there. How's that for you, Ice Geo? Oh, almost. Almost made the jump. Now, I don't think we have turning control during it. No. No, we have camera control, but not turning control. But yes, you can just make Hydroid zoop with loads of duration. Don't know why you would want that, but yeah. Have you missed the announcement? You have not missed the announcement. We found the use for Hydroid, bullet train. Yep. Water, typically known as, you know, the slower, the flowing of the classical elements. Hydroid is just like, yeah, but water can be a raging river. And so I'm a raging river, and also I do nothing else. You have to recast a turn. Ah, yes! Right, there we go. Of course, you can cast it during the cast to turn. I see. You can cast during cast to turn. That's how we turn. And I'm saying about the augment, title impunity, reduces title search engine. Ah, okay. I haven't ranked it up yet. Does ranking up get it any cheaper? Tidal impunity. No, energy cost remains the same, so I don't need to upgrade it for energy cost. It's just the status immunity effect it gives. So let's just whack that on there real quick. Let's grab all of the energy. You know what, chat? I think I'm in the wrong location for this. I genuinely think I'm in the wrong location for this. Let me just do one final mod change on this. We're not going to need adaptation right now. Let's get a little bit of preparation. And let's go for a little walk somewhere, shall we? Turn off the steel path. Oh, Earth. Yep, that's where we want to be. Plains of Eidolon. Day in a few seconds. You hate to see it. Anyone who tries to do Eidolon hunting, you know that feeling. Hey, let's go fight the Eidolons. Day in 25 seconds. Good thing we're not doing that. Ow. That is not the first time a bullet jumps in a mission today, is it?
That is
Oh. Okay. Just hear a screech and something dies. Eidolon! I'm running circles around an Eidolon as a puddle. Ow. Well, it was fun whilst it lasted. This is peak Hydroid. This is what he can do. Yeet. Bye! Ah, dear, dear, dear. Okay. We have some use for Hydroid. He needs a passive walk on water. Honestly, that would be cool. That'd be something at least, yeah. He's the Gauss of the water. He's not really the Gauss of the water though, because Gauss can run on water and Hydroid doesn't. Am I drowning? Where am I taking damage from? Yeah, anyway. Yeah. We can still do this though. I hear birds somewhere. I hear critters of various kinds. Where are they? There they are. Found them. Yeah, Hydroid gets zoned out by water. It doesn't walk on it like Gauss. Hydroid just goes, nah. Aim Glide doesn't last forever. That's how I'm holding that there. So there we go. That's what we can do. That's what we can do with that. In terms of it being a useful yeet ability, hard to say so far, but oh, I really hope that would work, to be honest. Alright. Now we've got that on my system. I think we need to take a brief intermission from Hydroid. I think we need to take a brief intermission, chat. Because, if I focus on him too much this entire stream, I might lose my sanity. Actually, I think I may have already lost it there. But it's fine. We're going to take a brief intermission. Brief intermission. We'll come back to what we can do with him in a moment. Because I promised you guys an announcement. And I'm glad that Esprit is here, because you know what, Esprit? I'm actually going to do something I very, very rarely do. I'm going to repeat an alert that you sent to the stream 3 days ago. I'm going to repeat an alert. You get twice the value out of this one.
Magical.
Hey, Ken. Didn't notice you there. Anyways, if you had the ability, would you go to a TennoCon live and in person? And if you were a featured creator, what would your panel be on?
Well, I can't answer that second one, for various reasons, but first, if I had the ability, would I go to a TennoCon live and in person? When you first sent that, I was not ready to make an announcement. Change of plans, Tenno. Leave no TennoCon unattended. I am indeed going to be going to TennoCon this year. I believed that I wasn't going to go. I believed that. And then DE decided that's not good enough. Whatever went through their minds and their infinite wisdoms, they decided otherwise. So, DE are sending me to TennoCon. DE have kindly said they are going to cover my means to get there, staying there, and also the VIP ticket. So thank you very much, DE, on covering all three of those things there. Flight, hotel, and a ticket. I will take that absolutely. Cheers indeed. So for those of you who will be attending TennoCon, despite my belief otherwise, I will in fact be there. This TennoCon, this August 26th, absolutely. I'm so excited and looking forward to it. Now, held on to the details until I absolutely got things in place to say, yep, it be happening. It be happening. Gordon Ramsay, on hearing this news, decides we need different music for it. Okay. Of all the responses, let me change the music. I know there's a thing happening. I want different music for it. That's the thing to do right now. They are, Gordon. But yeah, I am exceedingly happy about that. I swear it had nothing to do with it. Oh, you did. It had nothing to do with it, but it was an interesting coincidence because I was still hashing out the last of the details, making sure, yeah, this is happening and going forwards. When you send that tip. And it's like, how do I answer this without telling a lie? So I did my best to answer it without telling a lie. Jock, cheers. Yeah. Now, I know that all the TennoCon tickets are unfortunately sold out, so if my presence somehow changes anyone's mind about attending TennoCon, I'm very sorry, but that's just how it is. At the same time, if you're only intending on going to TennoCon on the basis of whether or not I was, bit of an interesting decision, but, you know, to each their own. If anything, I appreciate it, but all the same, to each their own. But yeah, that's the announcement. Despite the fact that I've said for however long now that I couldn't justify the sheer expense of getting to TennoCon, because it is expensive to get from the UK to Canada and back again, and then all the process of actually getting to the airports on this side and everything that goes into that. That's no longer a problem. And I'm very, very happy to share that information. And it is courtesy of DE. Full disclosures, FTC, disclosure and whatnot, yada yada. DE are paying for the bulk of that cost. So yeah.
I would have gotten a ticket, since I'm going to Canada. But that's in 7 days, so I am just too early. Frown.
That is a little bit too early, isn't it, Flo? There's a few weeks to go until it's TennoCon. I mean, you can turn up to the place, but I'm fairly certain there won't be any other people there talking about Warframe. Just a little bit out there. If you're saying couldn't go this year, catch you next year. It'll have to be next time, won't it? It'll have to be the next time. But yeah, chat. So that's the news. That's the announcement to put out there. I'll put the full details onto the Discord as and when we get around. As and when we come off the stream here. Yeah, when's TennoCon again? TennoCon this year is on August 26th. August 26th. But yeah, brilliant news I get to share with y'all. Realcast with the message, bully Reb directly to buff Hydroid Plus. Sarcasm. No. One, it wouldn't be Reb. It would probably be Pablo. Just saying, you know, based on the way the conversations go there, it would probably be Pablo's focus. Two, no. I don't intend to bully anyone, quite frankly, thank you very much. Unless a discussion about reacting comes up, in which case I might go off on a rant. But no. We'll see what we can do with Hydroid here. We'll see what we can do. What we have done so far is turn the two into a meme. That's funny. It's a thing we can keep around as well. We can think about ranking up as and when we get around to that. Let's see. Do we keep that for the defense, actually? Thank you, Predator Queen. And apologies to anyone who's got that stuck in your head now. Just kind of deal with it. Right, Arcane Aegis, and I'm going to leave the other slot open for now. I'll figure out what we want to use it for. I'm going to leave it open for now. Now with this setup here, don't need that one on. That was for the memes. So I'm going to open this up to natural talent for faster casting.
Wait, are they here? Kengineer.
I'm looking forward to hearing that in person. I'm looking forward to hearing that in person. Multiverse Wizards, a no on the bullying, but what's your stance on bribery? My very presence is a bribe in and of itself because I am a gift to all, clearly. Yeah, let's go with that approach. Let's go with that approach. We need it's a Kengineer remix. I don't do music. I don't do music if that's what you're referring to. Energy's sake, I'm going to slap that on for now. So, the idea what I'm going with here is Redirection and Aegis together. Aegis is regenerating shields based on the maximum amount of shields that you have. So more shields means more regeneration power, which means more potential for tank. We've got Adaptation to further reinforce that. Because Hydroid is terrible when it comes to shield gating, we're instead going fully into trying to make shield tanking. But there is a difficulty to that, and that difficulty is, of course, that Hydroid has no damage resistance abilities. We have crowd control, so we're going to need to focus on the crowd control aspect as our defense. Which kind of also doesn't really work when it comes to Adaptation and Aegis. But, you know, we'll see if we can match the two together. We'll see if we can. That's the idea here. Now, I've got this open Excellence slot as well, into which I can slap something. For example, I could still slap that Preparation to make sure I've got energy at the start to get going with things. But running an efficiency-focused approach, I don't know that I really need to do that, especially as Tentacle Swarm, it's only a 50 energy cast cost, unless you charge it. I think charge brings it up, doesn't it? But we shouldn't need to worry too much about that. Our starting energy, 150? Could be manageable. Is there anything else worth considering, though, in that slot? Problem is, mostly nah. Nothing too crazy. I can go for a bit more casting speed, I think. Sprint and casting speed. We get a fair amount of sprint speed on the Hydroid, so that's a thing. This does bring our starting energy down to 105. Prus? Primed Regal Sunder? What's Prus when you use words? Oh, you meant prime sure-footed. Right, yeah. That's 16 drain. I only have 10 capacity to work with. We're not forwarding this to screw around with anything like that right now. It's an idea, but no. Alright, with that in mind, let's get rid of the Asthma. Let's switch it over to something with a little bit of oomph, but not too much oomph, because we don't want the oomph to overshadow. And then I'm going to have Glaive just as a kind of a backup if things hit the fan. Aniru, just as a general focus school there. Fullman is, again, strong, but not completely overdoing it. How do you get speed drift? You get it from the Lure puzzle rooms. There's a specific one for the speed drift, as there's 7 different drift mods, 7 different puzzle rooms. I have a guide to it over on my YouTube channel, the Lure puzzle rooms. It's a bit of an older guide, forgive my pacing, but it is there. So yeah, Lure puzzle rooms, got a guide on that for you. Right, the idea here is to take Hydroid and see, can I tank with him without trying too hard? Because at Steel Path level, frankly, we shouldn't have to try too hard if we're investing multiple things into tank like that. So I'm going to go through and exterminate, start at low level, work our way up, see what we can manage. See where the tank is sitting on this. Does there need to be more investment? Is it over-invested? Is it just unviable? Where are we at with Hydroid here?
Are worthy foes. Underestimate them at your peril.
Now, of course, the Foreman has the weakness of getting those initial kills in. Pop that. Will that knock you down? Oh, not before he already set off the alarm. Well, I tried. But it is shoving a bombard around. That was a bombard, wasn't it? Yeah. So we can use that as a defense. In fact, I don't even need to charge cast this one because it doesn't increase the range, just the duration. And the idea is just to screw up the enemies long enough that they don't murder me, whilst I murder them. So we got that hit there from the bombard, but then they were taking out the picture. Ow. Ow. Now my carrot also does do shield regeneration from time to time, so it will refill my shields if my shields run out. Yeah. Do this over here to again try and keep the guys off me. And on this very basic of missions, we're so far holding up, not trying too hard. So far so good. I looked at chat and ran straight into that guy. That was dumb. Oh, he's dead. Someone around here. It's an Xmas unit, but the Foreman is strong, so I don't need to worry. Now stop these guys coming through the door with the cast of my one. So we have got some control aspects which are allowing me to kind of make my way through here. Because anything that could be a threat is mostly getting just buffeted around, and that's what we're seeing. Nested, cheers. You need shield gated surviving steel path? Yeah. Anyone who says you need shield gated surviving steel path is either not even trying, lying, or just needs to get good. The most likely explanation is they just need to get good. They found one method that works for them, they haven't tried anything else, they don't know how to make anything else work. Did you miss the announcement? You did, Cosmo, but it's fine. As it's been announced, I can now let you know all the same. Thanks to the generosity of DE, and quite to my surprise, I'll be quite honest with you, I'm going to be attending TennoCon. DE have been in contact with me, and they will be covering the airfare, stay, and VIP ticket for me to be at TennoCon, which is absolutely wonderful. Really look forward to it, because I didn't think I'd be able to go, to be quite honest. Content creation doesn't exactly pay the megabucks. And I'm a wrong side of an entire ocean. Predator Queen, cheers. So I'm absolutely looking forward to that. TennoCon is August 26th. Oh no, a lockdown, whatever shall I do? Apparently go invisible. Zaku has 75% evasion, plus also crowd control. Oh dear. Can convert enemies to side steal enemy guns, armor strip. Zaku is actually pretty survivable and pretty damaged, and pretty good in the damage department. Alright, we survived Malice, mostly by just rolling and shooting, because Foreman is good. Hi. Where do you... Sit still and die. There we are. Curious what build I'm using on the Foreman. I can show you after the mission. Alright, let's control that guy. Actually, let's control that area. I can come back to this one whilst he's buffed it around. Enemy over here that's just clueless. Actually, let's just buff it those ones around. Focus on these ones now. Arsenic Xmas all the way up there, so I'll be aware of that. What? How did that Arsenic Xmas hit me down here? Riddle me that one, chat. Riddle me that one. Oh goodness! Oh my God! What's happening to him? That wasn't a tentacle. That was rain. That was just angry rain. All right. In this larger area, let's try the tentacles now as a defensive option. As I mentioned earlier, the way they swing around can make it a little bit awkward to try and hit them. Certainly, you're not going for headshots like this. So good luck deadhead builds. But yeah, absolutely, we have got that control aspect. I just don't know which ones of these are still alive. There he is. As I'm saying, as a probably not a resident shield gator, tell people who are dying as based on our skill issue. I mean, yeah. Whoop, roll out of that. Take out that. And we got these enemies which are just kind of floundering around, not sure what to do. There was something. Oh, there he is. Piss off. Now my shields did run out there and get instantly replenished by my companion. I'm taking a lot of small hits. Waited for the arcane to hopefully trigger. That would be nice. Gonna recast that. As you see, is controlling most of the enemies. I could just focus on the Xmas, get them controlled as well.
The enemy
And then I'm
is
basically
broken.
safe.
Well done. Now get to extraction.
Who needs all that shield tank, I suppose, overall? The enemies while sliding? Oh, I didn't realise I did that. I really wish the corpses would get dropped once they're killed, though. I'll be quite honest. That's the bit that's messing with this here, is that I'm having to look at my enemy radar to figure out, okay, which one of these should I be looking at next? Enemies being controlled. All that area dealt with. Pop a new zone. I'd say the tank here felt sufficient. Alright, we've got Torment coming in. Let's deal with them last. Set the area. No. Of course I get hit by that. But this one is knockdown resistant. Is it Tentacle Swarm resistant? He's just standing over there. Yeah, so it's not getting affected by Tentacle Swarm. So basically everything that Hydroid has to deal with this guy doesn't work. But we get through. We do get through.
And so we learn the importance of clarity.
Hasty Burst, I thought D said they would do that back when they did the same for Zephyr's Tornadoes. Do what, sorry? I don't know which conversation you were grabbing onto there from me or someone else. Do what? This has to be one of the hotter takes I've seen. Part of the problem with a proposed Hydroid rework is that Euralia is literally one-to-one just a reskinned pitch for a Hydroid rework. I don't remember Euralia Marina ever being a suggestion for Hydroid here. Put the dude on a skateboard and make it where he can only use his secondary. Make him blow bubbles. I don't remember those as options. Rider Kraken? I think there's quite a difference between Rider Kraken and reskin a K-Drive. I think there's quite a bit of difference there. In fact, the things that Euralia and Hydroid have in common are water. That's about it. Actually, about the corpses. I don't know if they said anything on it, but they haven't done it, is the point. When it comes to the corpses being held by a tentacle swarm and making it a little bit more unclear as to who you've still got left to shoot, whether they were intending to do something or not, they haven't, so that's still a thing. I think with Tempest Barrage, the thing I've said for a while is that these two need to have their charge cast removed. It doesn't add value. The value here is you can increase the duration of it. Great. But also you double the cost. This, the charge, you increase the radius of it and also increase the cost. Is it really that bad for Hydroid to just have 28 meters of range on this? Or 15 at base? Is it really that bad when you consider the likes of, say, Vauban already existing? Which can just... you throw it and it's active? Is it really that bad when Core exists? And you can set up 2 of these domes and just kind of go? The fact that Hydroid's charge mechanic on Tempest Barrage and Tentacle Swarm has survived to this day is impressive. Hydroid Exalted Squid Form, maybe? I don't feel that Hydroid needs to be given a completely overriding Exalted form. It's just more looking at the existing kit and then turning into things which are valid, basically. For example, imagine if Undertow was a stat stick ability. Imagine if it quite literally took your melee weapon and attacked enemies in your Undertow with said melee weapon, continuously. Just throwing an option out there, that lines up with other existing abilities. It's not exactly going to be difficult to code in a pseudo-exalted. As much as, pseudo-exalteds are their own problem, it's an idea of a rebalance as to the power we have there. Especially if that applied the status effects, meaning you could have slash weapons for bypassing armor, toxin weapons for bypassing shields, and so on. Your melee would then effectively be a constant AoE one-shot, well, not necessarily one-shot, but constant AoE full follow-through approach. I like the fantasy of Hydroid drowning enemies from the trailer. Would be cool if Undertow could fulfill that. Well, Undertow does that. You pull in the enemies, they go into the water, they drown over the course of X amount of seconds. In terms of the visuals of seeing them floating in a deep pool of water, I don't see how that could be constructed, really. Not without just kind of filling the entire room with water. Rather than you going down into a puddle, the water rises up, which would potentially screw with your allies. I'm not sure how that could come together, to be honest. Dr. saying, do you think DE should stop or slow down the amount of new Warframes coming out, go back and fix, rework older frames that need them? Dr. who's going to pay for that? That's an unfortunate reality. Who's going to pay for that? Yeah, that's my honest response on that one. To just stop producing new content is an extreme expense, especially for a company that is free to play, or a product that is free to play. Moro for the win saying maybe just have an effect of splashing where enemies went under. Yeah, if the enemies were visible whilst undertow, like actively struggling against it, I could see that. It would require rigging to have that kind of flaming effect, maybe, to try and make it look reasonable. Yeah, there'll be some animation work to do there, but I could see that value. I could see that value of undertow. But the main thing is the mechanics. The mechanics are terrible on undertow. They just simply haven't got what it takes to meet the current design of Warframe. Tidal Surge I've yet to get onto as a proper thing. It's the whole throwing enemies around. We've got crowd control, crowd control, crowd control. We've got 3 different forms of crowd control. This one is a charge but hold an area, and the charge is just for the time aspect on it. Quite frankly, I don't think there should be a charge mechanic on at all. Ditch the whole charge mechanic, just set it to the maximum values without increasing the energy cost. It's not that strong an ability, just do it. Tidal Surge, with the Tidal Impunity. Tidal Impunity is normal valid. The fact that it can be used for mobility, kind of, we can accept that. It's just, I wonder what its overall application is supposed to be. So imagine if Tidal Surge was the armor strip. Imagine if Tidal Surge was the armor strip. So when you combine Undertow and Tidal Surge, Undertow, everything that's in it gets Tidal Surged, there's your armor strip. And hey, set it to a 50% base, force 200% strength if you want to get the full value out of it. That's valid. I could see that working together. So remove the charge mechanic. This one, make it also 50% armor strip. This one, the damage, it hits all the enemies with your melee weapon. Some scaling consideration will be needed on that for a multiplier, because typically you'll hit enemies quite frequently with your melee weapon. Yo, Nicolau Fabio. Is that Nicolau? Yeah, I think that's Nicolau Fabio. Thank you very much for subscribing with your Prime. Welcome to the channel proper. Enjoy your lovely blue sub badge, your emotes, and your access to the Sports Tea Lounge over on the Discord. The premium channel over there. Cheers. Appreciate it. And then that brings us to Tentacle Swarm, which remove the charge mechanic again. Just give us the full range without the increase in the cast cost. Straight up, it covers the area. Because, hey, why not? I'd like to hear a good reason as to why we have to charge this to get the full range. Second, drop the corpses of enemies when they are killed. Once they're dead, just remove them. Like, Vortman's Bastille disintegrates the corpses. Once they're killed in the vortex, they're gone. Do the same with this. If the enemy dies whilst it's held by the tentacle swarm, it's gone. It's consumed. Maybe even have it dragged into the ground. The tentacle yanks it under. That's it. Bye-bye. The corpse has been swallowed. I'd be down with that. Canera say, even if they didn't rework old frames, it'd be nice if old frames had even just numbers update. One of my old favourites, Oberon, has a high energy cost per Avalo rewards. I get it, yeah. And that's kind of what I'm aiming for here as well, is keeping these abilities, and just finding ways that they can exist more. So, removing the charge mechanic makes it just easier to use. You're no longer weighing up, do I charge or not charge? Just tap, cast, fire, get the full duration out of it. No extra cast cost. Tidal Surge. Adding on the stat of armor stripping. It's still Tidal Surge, now it has value. Undertow. Taking the damage scaling from this percent based on enemy health and scaling over time mechanic, which is honestly really odd. I get it, but it's not there. Bring it into using your melee weapon. You were tearing them up in the undertow, and as someone pointed out, having the animation to kind of see the enemy struggling with it, I like that idea. If D could add that in, the animation of having the enemies visibly struggling in the waters, absolutely, that sounds just that bit more threatening. You're not just puddle, you are killer. And then Tentacle Swarm. Take out the charge mechanic, give the full range, let the bodies either vanish or be pulled under as soon as the enemy is dead. Because there's an area control, a base 15-meter radius, and you can cast it at a point you can see. That's not a bad zone for control. 15 meters, 20-second duration, those aren't bad stats. We compare, as I say, to Vauban. The base on this, Vortex is a base 15-second duration, so that's 5 seconds shorter, and the radius is 10, 5 meters shorter. We go to... Oh, that's not how you spell Cora. We go to Cora. What's Cora's one? Strangle Dome there. Duration, same duration. Radius plus grab radius, same radius. Cora and Hydroid, sharing the same space. But Cora doesn't have to charge it. And Cora gets extra benefits on it. Scruffy suggesting Tentacle Swarm throws bodies after they die. Bodies have a chance to split into multiple pieces based on slash of melee weapon. Necros Farm synergy. Firstly, pushing towards a Necros Farm synergy. Yeah. But it's an option. I'm not sure I'm really excited about the option. But I see it. I see it. Throw bodies at enemies. Potentially. The other thing as well with the Tentacle Swarm, so going back to Hydroid, is the damage aspect. Because once you got them controlled there, yeah, you got them controlled. Say if Tidal Surge hits an enemy that is grabbed, all enemies grabbed by tentacles are Tidal Surged, as in hit by the armor strip, or on top of that perhaps Tentacle Swarm doubles the effectiveness of armor stripping. Or status effects, could be something like that. I see you saying discarded corpses summon an additional tentacle. Out of them could be fun. I don't know how that would kind of scale up forever, but it's an option there. There are certainly options there. Just at the very basics of no charge mechanic, armor stripping is becoming a more serious thing overall, so an armor strip or a defense strip on Tidal Surge just seems to fit, quite frankly. Especially because it is a line ability, so it's not going to be massive AoE, click your fingers, nothing's got armor anymore. When you discard the enemies at the end, they're then in a perfect prime state to be murdered. Prime them. Undertow, making it look more devastating and bringing in the use of an actually scaling weapon. And then, more than anything, just remove the visual clutter, get rid of the bodies once they're dead. That's the crucial thing right here. Get rid of the charge, get rid of the bodies. Doesn't need to do anything else with them. That could be looked at if further balancing is required, but once you've already got basically 3/4 forms of crowd control and armor strip and melee scaling damage, I think they'll do it. Like whilst you're final bit, synergy. Whilst you're in Undertow, enemies tentacle swarmed or to take the damage from Undertow, no matter where they are. Like the Kraken is using that damage as well. That would be the final bit, I would say. That takes all the aspects of Hydroid, keeps them as close to their core design as they can, and gets us there. And then just walking on water, because that'd be cool. Like, is anyone here who would be against Hydroid gaining the passive can walk on water? Morrow say we could combine Tentacle Swarm and Undertow into one ability. That's more rework. Because now an entire new ability needs to be created, and of course everything's open to that. That is a complete change at that point. I'm trying to focus on how things can be changed on a more numbers or minor feature basis. Yeah, as an additional Ice Geo, as an additional passive. I'm not saying it'll be the only passive for the Hydroid. His current passive is, frankly, almost as bad. Can I say, hi Ken, condition overload or serration on Torrid? I've not done a full investigation into Torrid as yet, so I can't give you the answer on that, sorry. It'll probably be serration based on the fact that Torrid Incarnate only puts out 1 damage type base, so you are very restricted there, but there could be an argument made for both. I would need testing to see exactly how it works. But yeah, this passive, slam attacks have a 50% chance to summon a tentacle for 15 seconds. It's just... So yeah. Just... why 50%? Why 50? Dominic Kerr saying changing damage types on Undertow could also help. Well, that's why I'm saying the use of the Exalted. So, if I have, say, the Inadem equipped, with all the lovely juicy stats you can get on the Inadem, I have that equipped, all of everything that I can do. Then, whilst in Undertow, every enemy caught in the Undertow and every enemy held by Tentacle Swarm or a tentacle from Hydroid, every second struck by the Inadem. And the amount that hits can scale on strength. So if you have 300% strength, okay, cool. You're hitting them for 3 times the damage of Inadem. Every single enemy in those circumstances, every single second. That would capture that. Especially if they added in that it gives you the combo for the hit as well. Yeah, I'd be down for that. It wouldn't benefit heavy attack weapons. So glaives, gunblades, they wouldn't be anywhere near as amazing with that. For anything else, that would hit. And because it's every second, you wouldn't need to focus on attack speed. So you got a specific form of modding there. You don't need to go for the attack speed side. Hast Ute Burst? I'm just going to call you Hast. What if Hydro Tentacles were grab on the ground like Condemned? So they don't flare in the air, they get dragged under on death. I could see the idea of having them just kind of held. But I think that takes away from the kind of the chaos of the design. I think that takes away from that. Hasty Outburst. And with that, I'm ending the stream. I mean, it's been good. Cool. I'm just going to go walk into the ocean. Bye. So anyway, Hasty Outburst. Learn to use capitals in the middle of your goddamn name. That O should be a capital. You have only yourself to blame for this. Alright, he said sorry. I forgive you. I forgive you. But god damn it. Oh dear. You know what? Story time. This reminds me going way, way back. The notepad is important here. This reminds me going way back. EVE Online. We've got a short EVE Online story here. This was early into me playing on that game, and the group I had joined, ended up under attack by another group. We were a very kind of, I think the term was Care Bear. Very much just living this safer life. I was still very low skilled, so just kind of exploring the game. And the group that was deciding to attack us, they declared war on us, this pirate group. And the most active of those pirates on one of these days, having a right go at a whole bunch of us. We're all talking about it on comms. Oh yeah, we're dealing with this guy, Payupordi. The bloody Payupordi is just ruining our day. Until someone steps in and is like, what the fuck are you guys on about? Why are you calling him that? What do you mean it's his name? You idiots! Can none of you read? Payupordi. We were seeing this, but as you can probably see, it's actually that, which makes a lot more sense for a pirate name. They weren't Payupordi, not in the slightest. Pay up or die. Oh, right. Yeah. Ah, right. Of course, because yeah, we felt like idiots that day. We felt like idiots. And now I've done it again. Oh, dear. I'll say all of your stories from Eve, not them complaining. No, all of the most ridiculous stories from Eve. That's because it's a ridiculous game. You kind of can't get this same experience. I say we take off and nuke the entire site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. I mean, if we had nuked my site, can we please not? You know, all of my stuff is here. I'd rather not, but thank you, Diabetic Coma, for that and the 300 bits in the process. I'd also reminds me of Womble's Holy Neville. They're called, oh yeah, Holy and Evil, but it's actually Holy Neville. Yeah. Yeah, very much a Womble moment right there, absolutely. Very much a Womble moment. This last bit of my tea, you know, admirable. And it's gone. That's it. I'm out of tea now. Yep. Okay, so, Hydroid. We had some successes there. They buff Hydroid? Pfft, we wish. We had some successes there, though, on a lower level mission. So now let's go to the other end of the star chart on Steel Path. Let's take the exact same approach to Sedna Adaro. Let's take it just to the other side. It's another plus 30-ish levels. See how it handles here, and then we can take it up again.
Your enemies have grown fierce. Use all that you have.
Alright, so if I control that area, grab this area. Oops, I actually made that far more difficult than it needed to. Gonna recharge on that, excuse me. I think maybe these tentacles could be a little bit less erratic. That could be cool. Oh god, which one am I shooting? Which one's still alive? None of them are. Rather unlucky to have 2 bombards at the start there, but you know, it's okay. Deal with this guy, and we see that Hydroid's tank is holding together. This is a crucial element, because I am not using health tank. I am not using... Oh my word, okay, let's pause a second here. Let's pause a second here. Your Lucky Clover raiding in with 251 people. Welcome on in. I hope you've had yourselves a wonderful stream on over there. I did see you were playing Warframe earlier. Hope you had yourselves a good stream. We're in the process of trying to make... well, see what we could do with Hydroid, because everyone knows that Hydroid is kind of shit. He's just... He ain't got the power that a Warframe needs to have, but let's see what power he has actually got. That's the idea of today's stream. That's the idea. Are we still talking Hydroid? Oh yeah, this stream is Hydroid. This stream is Hydroid. And as I was saying, oh, okay, I'm out of energy, which is slightly problematic. I do need to sort that ASAP.
Welcome Clover and crew. Make sure to give our boy money.
You can't just say that outright. That's not how this works. I meant to go there. Thank you very much for the 100 bits. And that's not how it works. You can't just say that to people as they raid in. But thank you. So, as I was saying, yeah, the tank here on Hydroid, all I've got is shields. There is no health tank, no armor bonus, no health bonus. I've got no shield gating to speak of because no auger set, no brief respite, and even if we did have that Hydroid, it's terrible for it. We've got no defense abilities, nothing that's increasing our damage resistance. So this is purely shield tank Hydroid. Steel Path, shield tank Hydroid. Is this shield tank something that any Warframe can do? Not as well, because Hydroid has more shields than most Warframes. Which is why he's so bad at shield gating. Foreman good? Foreman's good. It's not amazing, but it is A tier. The Foreman gets work done. As you can see. The Foreman does get work done. But yeah, the Foreman does take a lot of Former to get the value out of it. Like, this is a maxed Foreman. Oh, I tap cast, so it's only got a small area. Yeah, control is the name of the game here. We absolutely need to control the enemies in order to not die to them. Yep, that one is definitely alive. It's just moving away from me. Which one of you is alive? I'll shoot all the corpses and hopefully find which one is not a corpse. Definite downside here. Okay. How did that one even hit me? Get in the tentacle. There's the living one. He's up. Frickin' sit! You asked about it throwing the corpses. How about throwing the guy who's not even dead yet? There we are. Woman Prime's coming with Prime. It is indeed. It is indeed. So I'll show the build. Sorry about that. I mean, I did say remind me after. I'll have to show you again later. Remind me when we're not in the mission. Like I say, just like reading and running, gonna get my kiddo back in now. You take care then. Have a good one. Thank you for raiding on over here. You have a good one. Okay, so we got an Xmas unit, so let's crowd control the ones which are not the Xmas. And then that controls him as well, once I get rid of the overguard. Lockdown activated. Sure. That's fine. I'll just use this invisibility to get some free hits in, don't mind me. Got a little bit of Parazon support, eh? And this one's not alive. There we go. Now, dare I say it, so far, not struggling. Like, yes, I'm taking hits. There you see the arcane kick in, so I now have a lot of shield regeneration. That is not a small amount of shield regeneration right there. Which one of these is a corpse and which one isn't? That's what I need to know. Okay, we got violence. Violence is very bad news. Because they can just completely nullify my abilities. However, I'm not tanking with abilities. I'm crowd controlling the enemies, and then I just kind of, yep, shoot them to death with the Foreman, which, you know, works. Let's crowd control the area. There we go, so that's all of them completely disabled, and we just work our way through them. If there's any Xmas in here, we'll see them pretty clearly and then take them out first. The difficulty is this... whatever the hell that is. Yeah, the bodies getting flung around quite so much does make it very difficult. It's something on core, it's more on Hydroid, I'd say here. Let's just drop them when they died, like in tornadoes. I'd like the corpse to fully disappear, to be honest. But yeah, something along that line. That knocks him over. He's completely controlled, as is anyone else that tried to come through there. Grab the entire area. I did lose my shields there, but luckily my Sentinel completely regenerated them straight away. And now the Bombard is in Tentacle Land. A place only weebs want to go. That's a corpse. That is a corpse. That one's not a corpse. Hello there. God freaking sit still! What is this? What am I supposed to do with that? Even stretched like taffy. D+. I just want the enemy to exist so I can shoot them. Nothing special, just please. Oh dear. Alright. Capture this entire area. Hydroid is safe. So I've got the tank to deal with these units when they catch me unawares, and I've got the crowd control to deal with them when I catch them unawares. And that allows me to use a not the best weapon to just gut through them. Oop. So there, my shields got instant regened by my Sentinel, who said Sentinels are bad. Alright. I'm just going to let him die. Thank you. But again, this charge mechanic annoys me. We don't need the charge. But yeah, I've got no use for my third ability here. None whatsoever. Which is a shame. That's where I say the synergy idea between 3 and 4. Have the 3, use your use your melee weapon to hit enemies, rather than the damage getting it currently has. And then when you're in your 3, it hits every tentacle grabbed enemy as well.
Broken their ranks and they're on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
But yeah, did this look like I was struggling? Be real, chat. Did this look like I was struggling? Or does it mostly look like if I had a stronger weapon, I'd just kind of card for everything? Ow, ow, ow. That would have killed my Lavos. That would have killed my Lavos. Just dicking around so close to that enemy like that, get no slash blocks on me. Honestly, that's not terrible. It doesn't need a full rework. Any type of Sayers removal? Yeah, I could have used my 2 for that one. Arcanagus put in a lot of work? Yeah, that's what shield tanking is. Just like adaptation puts in a lot of work. Just like when it comes to shield gating, brief respite puts in a lot of work. Form and build? Yeah. There we are. So that's the Foreman build I've been using on this one. I've got the internal bleeding because slash procs are amazing, and the Foreman is very good at impact procs because it has guaranteed impact on close range on the shotgun mode. Multi-shot aptitude is aptitude to multiplicative. That's where we got it there. This, we got some initial damage to before the stacks appear because that's kind of needed. Also, sprint speed is nice. We got our crits, we got our self-priming viral, and then extra range on the shots. And that's what happens there. Doskier say, it hurts to see someone killing the acolytes that easily without even armor stripping them. Foreman. Like, seriously, the Foreman. I've talked about it a lot because it is a good weapon. It's not the best weapon in the game, but this is a weapon you can pick up from the market. You just spend a few credits and a few resources and there you go, you have it. Now yes, this needs a lot of former. It comes with no former, so that's former, which is a few former. I don't know if I needed one there or if I changed polarity at some point for this, but it starts with no polarity tier, so that is a lot of former. What mastery rank is it? Mastery rank 8. Mastery rank 8. Which is ridiculous, quite frankly. When you consider the mastery ranks as something's out there, Paris Bloody Prime is mastery 10. This thing. Not counting the Incarnon. When you consider how far into the game you need to be for the Foreman, it's really not that much. In fact, I think even the Amprex is higher. Yeah, Mastery 10. Amprex is Mastery 10. Foreman, not only is it Mastery 8, but the most exotic thing that it requires is 350 Hexanon. I mean, really now. What's a good ribbon for the Foreman? Crit chance, crit damage, multi-shot, minus zoom. Those are your top picks right there. Alternatively, you can also look to having viral stats on it, so you can get rid of viral modding. You know, separate mods for the viral. Oops, wrong thing. Because like if this here crit chance, crit damage, and toxin, they could sit on that spot there, and it's just a free win. If this was crit chance, toxin, cold, I could remove both of these, and then this could be something like crit damage. Things to that effect, yeah. Things to that effect. And yeah, we got Foreman Prime just around the corner. God knows what mastery rank that's going to be. 10, 12, 37. We'll see. Gonna say Rivens with with a lot of passion. And yeah, I understand that. I do think the Riven system is frankly flawed. I do think the Riven system is quite flawed. But at this point, I speculate. I have nothing to base this on specifically, but I speculate the Riven system is a source of a fair amount of income, a not insignificant amount of income for DE through the Platinum trades and the purchase of boosters to get Kuva. So, Rivens are probably here to stay, as they are. I would like to be proven wrong on that. I was proven wrong on crossplay never happening, so that's a thing, but a not insignificant amount of Platinum is traded because of Rivens. There's no ignoring that. Idle saying, since your build's based around the shotgun mode, would you change anything to swap between modes? That's very simple. That's very simple. There you go. That's it. That's how you swap it to switch between modes. Downside is that procs much less on the shotgun mode. Upside is that it then also procs on the automatic mode. And that's it. That's about it. Seikei, I come across a lot of newbies struggling with Mark 1 weapons. What is a good weapon for Master Rank 1 to 2 players? It's not the Mark 1 weapons which are struggling for them. It's the fact that they are not modding things correctly and they're not moving forwards, because a Mastery 1 or 2 player isn't very far into the game whatsoever. So they're just not slapping on mods. Aside from that, which one of the junctions was it?
Witness. My control
Shut up,
spells
Lich, no one
when
cares
you
about
enter.
you. Volcar,
You lack the
Kraken, was
capacity
it
to stop me.
this one?
Resolve to surrender or
No rewards, let's wait for it to scroll through.
shall speak again.
Fragor, not a terrible melee to have. Melees are stronger for newer players than guns are, but then guns kind of scale afterwards. Where was it? Was it Boltor? Oh, there it is. Yeah. So the Boltor isn't the Boltor a Mastery Rank 2 weapon? I think I remember it being Mastery 2. I'm going to check the market here. And apparently make a quick little roll. Who knows? Yeah, it was great. Boltor's Mastery 2. So if you're talking a Mastery 2 player looking for a Mastery 2 weapon, there's the Boltor, and they get it by getting to their 3rd planet. Yeah. So if they are struggling as Mastery 1, 2 with the Mark 1 weapons, it's their modding that's struggling for them, or the fact that they are just new to video games. That wouldn't be it. It's not the weapon otherwise. As we go, so I remember melees feeling way better than guns most of the early game. Oh yeah, they don't just feel better, they are better. They are better. Because like if we grab Bratton Mark 1, no, just normal Bratton for that matter. Normal Bratton, 24 damage per shot. And you're firing 9 shots a second, near enough. So you're doing around about a little over 200 DPS. A little bit over 200 DPS before mods come into it. Meanwhile, we have the Fragor, which is what they could pick up around that time, 200 damage. Whilst also having more crit stats going on, and also the fact that the follow-through is terrible on it, but it does have a follow-through, so it is effectively an AoE. No ammo concerns, none of that to worry about. Slam attacks take the damage even higher, because slam radial damage, whilst it doesn't scale anywhere near as well as everything else, it starts off at a much higher value. So the new players, they've got this 200 base damage, 1000 slam damage weapon. Wha-bam! That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. You got the Zorius last night, you're not a fan of it yet? You probably haven't a heavy attacked. It's what it sounds like you've not learned how a Zorius works. Just look at your couple messages there. Let me demonstrate very quickly what you might be doing wrong and how you can do it correctly.
You are a true hunter. Where would the sanctuary
What about the Sarafang? What about it? It's a melee weapon. Did I do a guide on the Sarafang? Don't think I did. Yeah, it was. Watch this. Watch the difference here. So, let's make these more normal enemies for you. So you might have been doing something a little bit like this. You'd be going, yeah, yeah, ha, yeah, ha. And I'm cutting through them. Yeah, I'm getting there. Bit by bit. Level 60, non-steel path. This is, yeah, okay, there we go. That's what you've been doing, right? Alright, Aishio, you have a good one. We'll catch you around, dude. Now watch this. Hold, throw. Oops, I'm too far away. Hold, throw, heavy attack. Yeah, that's a bit better. That's a little bit better. So, you heavy attack with your secondary fire button. Normal melee weapons, you heavy attack, you charge it up and then wham. This, you hold down attack, throw it, then you heavy attack, and it goes pop. That's what glaives do, and the Zorus is a glaive. Heavy when thrown, not when holding, yeah. So rather than doing heavy slam, which you might have done with some weapons... Oh hey, my passive worked! The 50% rolled! I got heads! Anyway, or actually no, that would be flipping tails, wouldn't it? Anyway, throw it! Oops, I'm still not used to range. Throw it, boom it. I normally use glaive. Throw it, boom it. And then for some weapons, like Glaive Prime here, this is why people care about Glaive Prime, it's what. Watch this. Those same Elite Lancers, I'm going to go Steel Path Modifier, make them really nasty. And then I'm going to bump up the level, so they're really, really nasty. Okay, so this, I'm assuming this is the kind of enemy where if someone said to you at the moment it's what's fight it, you go, you mean die to it, right? Pop. Well, for the ones I hit anyway, dead. Why is my rate? Am I throwing it too far? Hold on, let me check my build. I might have broken my build. When did I break my build? Why did I break my build? No, that is my build. What did I do wrong? I think I just missed. Never mind, I just missed. You don't know how to heavy attack with glaives? Just like you do with any other melee weapon. Only it needs to be in mid-air when you press it. So, just like on the Foreman, to switch modes, I press secondary fire. Automatic. Secondary fire. No, normal. Secondary fire. Causes explosion. Boom. And death. Just death. That's how it do. Wish the game told people that. Yeah. Like, yeah. 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 Heavy attack. It's got all these numbers and things in here, and bounce attack, and charge, throw, and stuff. Let's see, does the combos tell us? Heavy attack just says middle mouse button. Doesn't tell me I need to throw it, yeah. It's Wads, thank you for subscribing with your Prime. Welcome into the channel proper. I'm glad you've enjoyed the channel enough. I'm fan have sub. I'm glad to have earned that sub from you. Thank you very much. Oh. Cheers indeed. Space Dice saying, does it tell you during the project quest? It might do. To be honest, it might do. I would like it if the game was a little bit more forthcoming with information, not just a one and done. Tooltips. They exist. Tooltips. Anywho. So yeah, absolutely. Glaives like Zorus. The power is the boom. The big, nasty boom. Yeah. Starry Nights dropping in from YouTube by volume at 0 right now. It's the thought that counts. Hi. I'm hoping you figured that out now that was at you. Hi. Alright, Ronald, you have a good one. You have a good one. Okie dokie. So, with Hydroid, let's see then. We survived Steel Path mission at the start of the star chart. We survived Steel Path at the end of the star chart. So let's take this very same build now onto something maybe spicier again. Let's throw it onto something even spicier. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I might fall over straight away, like 11. Very, very possible. But I'm just going to dial it up and go Circulus. I don't even want to take the Foreman here, but for the sake of consistency, let's do it. For the sake of consistency. Did the drop command not respond to you? Hold up. Is the bot... Bot? Someone sent you a message, bot. Bot, you should respond. What are you doing, bot? Whilst I look into the bot, this is a good time for any of you who hasn't grabbed a ticket for the Platinum Raffle to do so. Exclamation mark ticket for a chance to win it. And whilst I look into drop... Nope, the drop command is definitely active and responds to drop. What the hell, bot? Okay, bot's being rude.
That must be practiced.
Alright then.
To truly master the canvas of war.
So let's knock these guys around, so they are not a threat at the start, whilst I get the first bit of damage in, get some stacks on the gun. Ah, look at him, he's just falling over. Okay. Duration run out. Threat. We're fine. There we are. What are the tickets for? Tickets are for the raffle, for the Platinum giveaway. Exclamation mark raffle for more detail on that, although the bot might be a little bit overwhelmed right now. Okay, so we got all of them controlled and slamming them around, which is not exactly the most helpful. I'd rather it just held them up and held them in place, to be quite honest with you. As we can see, the Foreman is getting some work done. The question is Hydroid going to survive? Let's just run out, let's cast a new one. Keep the enemies at bay. Hydroid has a lot of crowd control, area control stuff, so locking down an area seems to be the way to defend him. FK, I've set up the command to respond to both drop and drop, so it should work on both. I thought ahead on that one. It's like our catalogue. That command also acknowledges some of the common misspelling in the catalogue. It's just sensible. Oh hey, that was my 20th enemy while sliding. Now notice, I took some damage there and I didn't instantly die. That is the power of actually having some hit points, believe it or not. Got our first Xmas unit, wipe out the Rover Guard, up into the sky they go. That's a corpse. I have killed the Xmas unit already, I do not need to keep killing them. Seems to have found myself a nice little spot here, haven't I? Just casually holding on. Yeah, I think my Sentinel had to proc its shield regeneration there, but it's still no biggie. That'll come off cooldown. Okay, Ellie, well done. Well done. Screw you. You found a spelling of catalogue I did not account for. I only put in the very common misspellings. If you try to spell it like an idiot, you don't get it. You got to at least try. That's a minimum requirement when watching my stuff. You got to at least try. But yeah, to say that I'm not using shield gating, health tanking, immortality tanking, or invisibility tanking, I'm just straight up taking shields for survival, and then also crowd control. I wouldn't say this is, it's not terrible. Now, my damage output is not exactly there, but that's because I am using a Foreman to keep the test fair. Like I said, on this kind of mission, with Hydroid as my platform, I would want something other than the Foreman. The Foreman is, on its own, insufficient for the kill rate required for Steel Path on this level. Especially when I'm throwing the enemies all over the place. Yeah. The Foreman's okay, but this is why it's A tier, not S tier. It can't carry on its own to this extent. Are there any life supports in here I'm missing? Not much. Oh dear. The phonetic pronunciation, way you write that, the phonetic alphabet, or whatever you want to call it, is not how you type the word catalogue. Kernera. Not how it works. Come on, you know that. What did you walk into? You've walked into Steel Path Conjunction Survival, Hydroid Solo, Shield Tank approach. Not Shield Gate, Shield Tank. Oh, I did lose my shields there. Shotguns are nasty, who knew? This has a significant downside of not having a high kill rate. Which is definitely going to end this run shortly. In fact, I'm going to head on over to the locations. Oh, and Misery has spawned. Hello, Misery. Let me put you out of yours. Come on, Misery, die. There we go. Now I can deal with the Thrax.
Extraction is ready. Hiding Luna in the void risked the unfathomable. I fear we are seeing the consequences of that risk now.
One down.
Destroy these void-stained enemies.
I need to control the area. And 2 down. And I take that as a claim that Hydroid has survived the 5 minutes. At least a demonstration of tanking ability, if not necessarily the power of the Foreman.
If you have a necromech, this would be
Using 2 fry frames. I was using the 2 there actually to proc the status immunity that I have from the augment. So that was to ensure I didn't get a massive slash proc. Because the Acolytes are very good at doing that, as are the Thrax. How many bits to tell D Diabetes says hello? I don't believe I remember to pass along the message, so let's just say I can't do that. Rolling Guard Plus? Kinda, yeah. Because it lasts for a lot longer, and it's always available. Also, you get to do that, which is fun. Is Pilfing Swarm on? No.
You exist to strike.
No, this was not a Pilfing Swarm approach.
The lesson ends.
In orbit for it. Yeah, you're taking out the Rolling Guard slot for the Orban slot. One for the other. What was the announcement? So the announcement is that whilst previously I'd said I can go to Tenacon, simply just very expensive for me to be able to travel over there, I'm on the wrong continent, DE have instead fixed that issue. DE are paying for me to be able to travel to and stay in the hotels, as well as the VIP ticket for Tenacon. DE are covering that. The absolute legends. I am summoned to Canada as a VIP. Which is absolutely amazing. I'm very excited. Did not think I'd be able to head over to Tenacon this year. And said DE have said otherwise. And I can't thank them enough for that. That's great. It's really, really wonderful. I'm looking forward to being there. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah. Archoplasma, one of your favourites. Just a bit annoying. It's just saying skill anything with shields. Yeah, there is that. There is that. Please take pictures. I intend to take pictures, Cosmo, yeah. I don't believe I'll be streaming over there. I'll be very honest with you. My phone is budget. I've had this phone for 5 years now? Let me think. No. Yeah, I've had this phone nearly 5 years now, and it was budget when I bought it. So, not exactly a streaming device. Not exactly a streaming device. But I will be taking pictures, yes. Oh, yes, indeed. Little Nightmare said, I don't get the Cooper parameter. So few shots, yet I still see people getting mass percentages of kills of it somehow, even without Carrier Prime. What they're probably doing what they're probably doing is using, I probably have it equipped, this one here. Vigilante Supplies converts secondary ammo pickups to ammo pickups for the Brammer. And they'll have an upgraded version. Mine's not upgraded for some reason. Also, a thing fell off. Let me fix that. And you can also use Sniper Ammo Mutation to do the same, but you don't get the crit bonus. So that can go onto there. That means every secondary pickup will be ammo for the Brammer, because it can't give you less than one, and you only get one anyway. So basically, you double your ammo pickups. That's what that does. Actually, I think that'll do the conversion as well, won't it? No, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yep, good father on the same line of thought there. Cause I say, what does the VIP ticket entail? Among other things, two big features that stood out to me there were, one, getting in sooner than everyone else, so haha, skipping the queues, deal with it, and the VIP lounge, along with various other bits and pieces, including the perks that come with the two tickets below it. Yeah, the full details will be on the TennoCon website. That'll be the best place to have a look. Lord Nightmare, yes, yeah. Ammo conversion can't give you less than one ammo. Thank goodness for that. Could you imagine? It goes, let me see, 0.05 ammo. Let me roll a die. Nope, you didn't get a 20. No ammo for you. Yeah, that'd suck. Oh, I intend to, Cosmo. I intend to, yeah. Full details haven't been hashed out, so as of when I know exactly what my plans are going to be over at TennoCon, for anyone else who are going to be over there as well, you'll have the opportunity to find out what I intend to do whilst there. Aside from, obviously, be at TennoCon. Full details I'll put you out. But only when I've got that all together, everything finalised to let you know on that. Today is simply the announcement that I will be there! Which is, honest, I did not think it was going to happen, so I'm very excited. Very, very excited. So yeah, Nick say, I enjoy the Tenet Envoy because it doesn't suffer ammo issues very bad and pairs with Gauss very well. Oh yeah, that's my favourite AoE weapon as well, in terms of the Super Blappers. That is my my Blapper 9000. In fact, the Blap emote on this channel is styled after the explosion of this weapon with the energy colour I use. The Blap emote is the explosion from this weapon. So there you go. The more you know. That Blap right there. It's the Tenet Envoy. It's the Blapper 9000. So to use, it's misunderstood. A lot of people, I think, are so used to aiming with a weapon that when they aim with this one, and then it slows down the rockets, they think, oh, it's really slow, it's really blah, 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 problematic. It's like, no, it's supposed to be a hipfire weapon. The aiming is a secondary option. Like, if I fire a rocket, I miss the enemy, I can quickly aim at them, and the rocket comes back and hits them, which is hilarious. But, yeah, it's meant to be a hipfire weapon, mostly. It's meant to be. Ray say, love to go, to TennoCon I presume, but I'm saving my time off hours for a 16-day Panama cruise with the family next year. I mean, fair enough, Ray, absolutely fair enough. That's going to take a little bit of saving up on your end, I presume. Yeah. Because, like, 16 days, so that's 3 work weeks, depending on how you work it with the weekends, 3 work weeks off. I mean, I know in the UK, that'd be a given. We'd be like, yeah, everyone gets that, but it's different for you over there, isn't it? It's different. Lord say you could guide the rockets around corners with stuff. Yeah, I've done little bits and pieces like that. I've done little bits. I like how the rockets accelerate when you're aiming at an enemy. True, when you are aiming proper, you get the beep, 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 and then they rocket a bit more. But they are at full speed, pretty much, just hip firing. It's fine. Right, so, Hydroid. Let's pick something to go with this. Now, I'm not going to go for the Tenet Envoy because I'm not going to have... do I spam this for status immunity and use that to use the Tenet Envoy, perhaps? Let's give that a try. Let's use the status immunity from Tidal Surge to give me budget Prime Sure-Footed. I wonder if that'll work. I wonder if that'll work. If I'm going to go for the Envoy, because I'm relying on that thing a lot here, I'm actually going to bring an ammo case. I usually use carry without ammo case. And defanged, so, I'm very weird like that. But let's go full out on this. Let's give Carrier the power. I just defanged it, so why would I need to put on the gun? Can I take something else off here? Never mind. I'll stick with the ammo case and just screw the gun. No one cares about the gun. Where I say, I get 4 free holidays a year at my leisure. Rollover bank capped at 500 hours. So 4 free... When you say 4 free holidays, do you mean 4 free days? You get 4... Ray. I don't think I'm understanding. What's the benefit of removing the gun? It stops Carrier from interfering with what I'm doing, basically. I normally have Carrier defanged, so he doesn't steal the show. It's really hard for me to demonstrate a mid-weapon like the router, for example, in a video. If Carrier just goes, "Oh, enemies! Zap, 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 zap. I helped! Yay!" Calm down, robot. We know you're good. You're too good. Legendary Mango say, "Hi, my name Mango, here to chill, so I'm Warframe after a long time, any tips?" Over on my YouTube channel, exclamation mark YouTube if you need the link for that, you will find a handy little guide, a literal 1 minute short, which is a guide on what to do when you're new to Warframe. So I recommend checking that out. Alright, these guys are going to bleed out from that. I've got no stacks yet, so probably not. There we are. Oh, hey dogs. Bye dogs. Oh, they're not dead yet. Give them a sec. Bye dogs. There we are.
Alright, let's do this. Attempting to purge you from this place. Stand by for life support.
Let's do it. So, use that to give me the status immunity, so I can, yeah, I can black my feet now. So if I just make sure I do that every 12 seconds, I'm fine. Those tentacles are not evenly distributed, so I'm going to recast this. There we go. Now I've got the tentacles covering the doorways, so I can handle a bit better here. And yeah, I'm just going to use this room again. This room worked well for me last time, so let's do it again. The benefit of the blapper being the blapper is that I don't have to worry about aiming too much. I just kind of put it in the general direction of them and they explode, like so. Good AoE demolition. And yeah, you can cancel out of Tidal Surge as well, so that's good. Oops, forgot to keep that up. Oh! Don't I get... Oh, I've got poise. Ha! I'm an idiot. I forgot, I'm on Iru. I can just go into operator every 40 seconds. That beats using my 2 every 12 seconds. Yeah, just a little bit. Recast that, grab all the enemies. There is an Xmas unit. Is that bubble ever going to pop? There we go, thank you. Another Xmas unit. Do the quick little operator hop. I need to redistribute those tentacles. They're not very well balanced. And you see, look at how much ammo I've got spare lying around. Tenet Envoy, not even slightly struggling here for ammo. Now I am falling behind on the kill rate here, so I'm going to have to step that up a bit. I think I might have slightly overcooked the positioning here. There we go. Now I'm picking up those life supports, getting it back again. That's good. Yeah, I could just constantly just put that into the group of them. I could really do with more life support capsules dropping. That would be great. Kinda don't want to leave this location. Do I have a guy on the focus schools? Not on the focus schools, no. I have on gaining focus and on focus lenses, but not the focus schools themselves as yet, no. Oops, got to do that. Having to recast feels kind of jank. Recast what, sorry? What's the jank bit that you're upset with? Do you mean recasting the tentacle swarm? Oh, balls. That was just because I timed it wrong, so the enemies weren't in the right positions for it. Because it prioritizes spawning the tentacles on enemies, so if they're all on one side, you won't get tentacles on the other side. Which, yeah, having them more evenly distributed could be a positive, but it also gives you some elements of control over it. Why am I struggling so much with the, Okay, this has gone badly. Why am I struggling so much with the life support here? It wasn't struggling last time. Why am I struggling this time? What's changed? Also, the arcane is not proccing and I need it to proc. Arcane! Please! This was not this bad last run. Arcane, please. It's refusing to proc. Ugh. There we go. Now it's proc. Now I'm gaining my shields back properly. That was a bit rough. And again, I'm not getting the life support drops as I before. What's my kill rate at? I'm a little bit low on the kill rate. A little bit low on the kill rate. I don't know what my kill rate was last mission. Oh, I should have used my 2 before I got hit there. That was unfortunate. Alright. I'll just insta-revive, don't mind me. Let's go. Yeah, Hydroid... some struggle bits there. Some definite struggle bits there. Relying on that arcane and the arcane just not proccing, not great. Reload length seems lethal. The reload length isn't that terrible, honestly. I'm not using the passive reload on it, partly for ammo efficiency reasons. But it's got such a general damage output that it should be fine. I'm not sure exactly what was so different in this run versus the last run. Maybe there was a difference in spawn tiles. Or I just got unlucky with arcanes not proccing. I'm not sure. But it's not the weapon that I put at fault there. The Envoy has proven itself time and time again. But that did show there was a definite vulnerability to the tank there, despite the 420 kills. Despite the focus I put onto that tank and the crowd control, still leaky. Still definitely leaky. I wish I'd checked how many kills I got on the previous run. Oh well. The bot's definitely... oh wait. That's what it is. Right, Escarga, you can't use a command in your introduction. You are using your introductory message to speak to a bot. There you are. Cosmo's brought it up for you. Intro messages are for your introduction. The bot doesn't read them. Or rather, it does, but differently. No? Okay. Some people are really weird. Some people are really weird. Who pops into a channel, gets themselves banned on their first message, sends an unban request that is just nerd, and then deletes their account? Huh. Some people are really weird. Alright, whatever. I'll just deny the unban request. Easy peasy. I mean, there's no account to unban anymore, so whatever. Some people are so weird. What do you miss? Nothing, basically. Or rather, you miss the entire rest of the stream, but whatever. Also, I'm gonna make one quick change to a bot command real quick on my side here. So bear with me a moment. Let's see. Oh, what command is that one? You can check. There it is. There it is. Okay, and I just need to add in $user. That should do it. Yep, okay. Just to test. Just to test to make sure that the command is now working, could someone very kindly write into chat the sentence, "What did I miss?" Just one person. I know about 20 of you are about to do it now. There are drops running at the moment. It's the same drop since Saturday, so if you got them on Saturday, it's already there. There we are. Thank you, Golden Spirit. You got there first. Everyone else, you're too slow. There we go. Well done, Cosmo. Well done. Someone had to get it wrong. You know what? I think I can do better with that setting there. Sorry, bear with me just a moment. Advanced settings, response type. There we go. There we are. Now the command will be better. Now the command will be better. Alright then, cool. Just to make it clearer to anyone who ever types in, what did I miss? Yeah, there we are. Now the bot replies directly. That's what I needed to do. Cool. Because it's surprising how many times that comes up. What am I going to do? Rewind the stream? You can do that. There we are. Beautiful. Right. What is less beautiful is what we've learned on Hydroid here. Hydroid and Lieutenant Envoy want to be testing. Hydroid. The Envoy was just a weapon. This tank, through crowd control, is sufficient for exterminate missions. McCoy. I'm going to go with McCoy. I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce that one, but I'm going with McCoy. Thank you very much for subscribing with your tier 1 there. That's not a prime sub. That's just straight up. McCoy went, you know what? I want a sub. I'm buying a sub. So, McCoy, thank you very much on that. Welcome to the channel proper. Enjoy a lovely blue badge, your emotes, and your access to the premium channel, the Supporter Tea Lounge, over on my Discord. Exclamation mark Discord if you're not already there, by the way, chat. Just FYI. Just FYI. So we get notifications about near enough everything going on Kenjineer's side. Yeah, but looking into Hydroid, trying to get the most out of this guy. We've got the title Impunity here. That can be ranked up. Get more value out of it. Speed Drift, the casting speed. Honestly, Archon Shard's going to be better for that, so that doesn't need to stay. In fact, if anything, a depolarity there to add on Prime Sure-Footed would go a long way, but you could get it through other means as well, so it doesn't really matter. So I can just really leave that one there. It matters to no one. Yeah, because what else? What else would go into that slot? I mean, realistically. Coaction Drift, the projection improvement, but it's not that much unless you're in a squad. The rest of this is all a bit, frankly, because we don't need strength, we don't need knockdown resistance, we need all or none. But yeah. This approach, giving us the efficient casting so we don't run out of energy, kind of important. The Arcane Energize supporting that as well, because if we're out of energy, we lose the ability to keep the enemies at bay, and that's death. Aegis for the shield regeneration, redirections, we got more shield regeneration, adaptation, so we've got general tank building onto those shield hit points, and then we've got casting stats all over this side here. So we got the energy max. Don't know if that's really needed. Don't know if that's really needed. But then, how much energy do we have if we drop that? Was it 2G5? This costs... Yeah, if you have an Archon Shard or two for energy max, then you can pop that off. But without that, having such a lesser 300 buff makes me a bit antsy. Makes me a bit antsy. Oh yeah, I could swap these for more room, can't I? Yeah. And then that'll be rank upable. That's absolutely true. Yo! Nick Alexa Flopper subscribing at tier 1 there. Nick, thank you very much on your subscription there. Welcome to the channel proper, my dude. Likewise, you can now also join into that supporter tea lounge over on the Discord. Just an FYI on that as well, guys and gals. On Fridays, I always stream a not Warframe game. This Friday is a special one. There's not a poll for it, but normally for Fridays, there is a poll available. So you'll be able to vote, literally vote for what game is run on a Friday stream. It's always not Warframe. Just to mix things up a bit, you know. And if your vote is for something that doesn't get picked that week, it carries over to the next week. So you can stack your votes up. Week after week after week. Until eventually, what you picked is played. So yeah, one of the benefits, one of the many, many benefits of subscribing there. As well as, you know, you're supporting me. You're allowing me to continue bringing to you guys what I do best. Grab your tickets before I randomly close the raffle. Well, the raffle's open for at least another 5 minutes. But yeah, make sure you grab your tickets if you haven't already done so for the Platinum giveaway. You do definitely want to do that if you want a bit of Platinum. Just a heads up on that. Exclamation mark ticket in the chat. You do also need to put a number after it, and that number needs to be Graham's number. No, it's just ticket. It's just ticket. There's no weirdy schmierdiness going on here. Duffy say I use the 2 augments, also use the 3 a lot when I struggle. Instant invincibility. Yeah, there is that there. I could have used that earlier as a kind of a get me out of here, I'm risking death moment. Absolutely valid. Absolutely valid. It did overall feel leaky though, and that's because mostly this tank is relying on crowd control the enemies and then this activating. Which is kind of counterintuitive because enemies which are crowd controlled, fully incapacitated by the 1 or 4, aren't going to be hitting us for adaptation and aren't going to be hitting us to trigger this. So usually just be heavy hitters cutting through those. But I don't know of a better solution. I really don't know of a better solution than that. Predator Queen, cheers. Because I don't want to go full shield gate. For starters, Hydroid is bad for shield gating. Secondly, shield gating doesn't show that a Warframe can tank. Shield gating shows that a Warframe can abuse a feature which was originally implemented to prevent people from being randomly one-shot by the most bullshit of things. Flo, please don't do that. I already blocked someone for that. Don't join the ranks. I'm going to assume that was a mistake. The person I blocked did it 3 times. But yeah, I'm not sure where we can take this from here, to be quite honest with you. Morning, say, if you want to go a bit slower, Quiver over puddle ain't bad. Yeah, I've not looked onto the, what do you call it? The helmet side of things. Golden Spirit, let me just quickly grab that for you. There we are. I've not gone into the helmet side of things so far. I was mostly looking at the rest of this. Undertow is our helmet slot. It just absolutely is. Yo, Samson Corbus, thank you very much for subscribing with your Prime. Welcome into the channel proper. Really appreciate you dropping that over here and enjoy your remotes, your ad-free viewing on Twitch, and of course, access to the supporter team lounge over on the Discord. Right, let's rate through all of these. We've got crowd control galore, so we don't need a grouping crowd control. That's not a focus. For Hydroid, we don't really have something that needs a grouping or disgrouping effect. Aquablades, it's a damaging ability, granted. Hydroid is lacking that. Is it one that we want on Hydroid? I would say no. If anything, if we can go for something that doesn't look towards strength, that would be really great. Because Hydroid's entire kit just looks at strength and goes, nah, not fitting it. But a lot of this we don't really want. Can Aquablades work in Riptide? By Riptide, you mean Undertow? An option. Lol, we've already got crowd control galore. As I say, things which are non-strength based are usually crowd control, and we've got that on Hydroid. his 1 and his 4 are perfectly sufficient for the crowd control aspect that we're looking at. Like, if the 1 and 4 doesn't take care of an enemy, another form of crowd control isn't either. Pure and simple. So we don't need Coil Horizon. Breach Surge, we'd want the strength on it, and also it is a crowd control as well as a damage expander. Pillage, we'd want to go a different route. Pillage is all about duration strength, whereas Hydroid is focused primarily on range and then secondary duration. Defy, we're not health tanking, that's just terrible for us. Decoy, Condemn for shield regeneration. That's an option. That is an option. Crowd control, again, but more the shield regeneration aspect of it. Desiccation, no, don't need that. Dispensary, not really worthwhile to us here. You can put that onto Hydroid, but that's if your weapon needs it more than anything. Eclipse, damage bonus, I just don't like Eclipse, but it's a thing you can use. But again, it's strength-based. Elemental Ward. Let's see here. Again, it's strength-based, that kind of ruins it in the first place, but you can get the shield capacity out of it. But how much are you going to get out of it? Not a huge amount, really. Is that shield capacity additive or multiplicative with your base? Fire Blast isn't a fixed amount, Idle Outlaw. No. Fire Blast is 75% capped on Subsumed, but it's still based on strength, so negative strength reduces the armor strip on it. That's something to bear in mind. And also it's quite expensive. How do Condemn and Swarm interact? Good question. Haven't checked. Ensnare, again, crowd control we don't need. Empower we don't need. Energize Munitions, apparently it's on my B, but otherwise we don't need. I mean, it can allow you to use weapons which are ammo inefficient. I love that they demonstrate it with the Bratton. Mark 1 Bratton, no less. Null Star, we're not going for high enough duration to get that, no. Firewalker, we don't need it. We've got better. Gloom, we don't need it. We're not going for a health tank. Golden Instinct, irrelevant. Hideous Resistance, don't need it. We've got better. Ice Wave, it's another kind of control aspect. We don't need it. Infested Mobility, we're not trying to be mobile. Lava, we don't need it. Lore, we don't need it. Lycaf's Hunt, I've subsumed at some point on a different build. Chance for enemies killed, drop health orbs and energy orbs if you do it by headshots. But that's going to be strength-based. As much as we can not throw away the strength, I'm trying to look for one that works into our Hydroid as is first. Mind control. The lack of strength on it is going to weaken it, and it's a thing, but we don't need the crowd control aspect. Master summons, irrelevant. Mark for death, strength. Bolts, an option, but we're not shield gating, and otherwise, no. Yo! Hobbit! Oh my word, now that is a number that a lot of you are not going to see very often on this channel. 30 months. 30 months. Ooh. Thank you very much, Hobbit, for continuing that subscription over here. I really appreciate it. Don't know why the bot didn't... Did the bot not read out your message because you said hell yeah? I think your bot didn't read out the message because you said hell yeah. Are we really doing that now, bot? Are we really doing that? So I'm going to redo that one just to check in case it was a quirk. No, yeah, it's definitely not reading it out. Oh, wow. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough, bot. Right. Yeah. Hell is a bad word. Now, I'm going to have to go into the settings on that one. What about Mark for Death? Strength-based. Strength-based. Nourish, strength-based. And also, we don't really want to be getting hits. You trigger most of it, so if you want the viral, you've got the viral, but, yeah. Null Star, as we said, we're not going to have a high enough duration to get the full value out of that there, so that's a no bueno. Parasitic Armor, we want the shields, not to dump the shields, no. Perspicacity doesn't apply. Petrify, we got better. Quiver is an option for survival, but that kind of undermines the whole shield tanking. As well as kind of going for is the shield aspect, so you can use it, it's just kind of undoes everything we're doing, but it is a valid option. Pull, we got better. Pillage, I don't know how much the energy cost is going to be on that. Because we're not building for strength, we're just going to get a little bit of shield spirit, which is not enough. Good to know, HDO, good to know. Radial Blight we don't need. Reeve we don't need. Rebuild shields. the cooldown on it. Why the cooldown? Why the cooldown? But that is an option for recovering those shields. It's not the best for us. Overall, but it can do stuff. Resonator, again, it's a crowd control. We already have that. Rest and Rage is a crowd control. We already have that. Or the Rage bit. Yeah, Strength. Raw, Strength. Shooting Gallery, crowd control. We already have that. Shock, Strength, Shock Trooper option, but we don't need the augment. Don't have space for it. No. No. Sickening Pulse. Add stacks. No. Silence? Silence could work for dealing with Acolytes and Xmas abilities, because that's something our crowd control doesn't address. That definitely is an option for us there. That can cut down a lot of the risks. It takes out the risk of just suddenly Fire Wave or suddenly Blitz hitting you. It cuts down on Acolytes being a threat. It cuts down on Sentient abilities. That could be a pickup. That could be a pickup. The only downside, of course, it's stunning enemies on the way in, slowing down the approach to you, but yeah, that's got a value to it. That has got value on it. Otherwise, Smite, Strength, Spectre Rage, Crowd Control, we can use it for energy generation, but that's not really concerned from what I've experienced, so not that big of a deal. I'll just be doing what Hydroid's already doing. Spellbind, we got better. Tempest Barrage, that is Hydroid. Terrify, Strength, Tesla Nervos, I don't see the value, quite frankly, to anything Hydroid's doing. Vile Rush, Memes, yeah, we've got the range for it, so that's valid. That is a valid relocation tool, but we've already got Tidal Surge, so no. Predator Queen, cheers. Thermal Sunder, again, need the strength to get the full value out of it. Thorough Strike, same again. Voracious Metastasis, consume energy to heal. We don't need that. We're not health tanking. Warcry, it's an option. If you want a melee buff, that's your option. Well of Life, not really applicable. Zarda's Whisper, again, if you want to buff like sort of Felarx, cool. Fracture Blast, that's going to be strength based, isn't it? Nah. And Raffle Advance, again, strength based. Nah. See, I think out of all of these, unless you want to build up the strength on Hydroid, which would require a reimagining of the build and his approach to survival, Silence is the option there. But that's not a shield regeneration, that's just taking out some of the abilities. We do lack an option which really reinforces shield tanking, don't we? That's a big thing that's missing, is a shield-focused tank outside of Arcane Aegis, which is temperamental at best for Hydroid. Yeah. Yeah, Silence, Condemn, those seem to be the top ones. Pillage requires strength. Silence and Condemn. I mean, Condemn also requires strength for the shield generation too. Yeah. Maybe not even that then. Condemn with Molt Augmented. Sorry, Molt Augmented. Remind me, you're talking about, yeah, you just... Yeah, we can get 60% strength, so we can slap on Augmented. We'd have to lose the energy pickup there, or lose the shield generation of this, which is a tough call. We could absolutely go for the Augmented to make up the strength there, and then we'd be able to use Condemn properly, yeah. That is an option. Dropping the Energize, though, for that shield recovery, it's a bit risky. I like having the energy income there. Archon Shards can make up for that. Xeneric can make up for that, but that means going Xeneric instead of an Iru. I do like an Iru. Loads of options, but none of them feeling amazing. Which brings us back to the very starting point with Hydroid. He doesn't feel amazing. It's difficult to get value out of him. Since you have PF, Prime Flow, and Energy Economy is already good. I mean, it was supported by Energize. We saw the Energy Economy was good, but that was with Energize equipped. We'd have to retest it without it. But unfortunately, chat, we don't have time for that today. We don't have time for that. I have mentioned the giveaway a couple times over, but just a quick recheck on that. If you haven't already entered, Make sure you grab a ticket. I'm going to give you guys one last moment to grab yourself a ticket, enter the giveaway for a chance to win 75 Platinum on your platform. Doesn't matter whether you're on PC, Xbox, PlayStation or Switch. Doesn't matter if you're a subscriber or not. Exclamation mark ticket for a chance to win it. The bot is probably going to struggle with all the messages now. We'll give everyone a moment to grab a ticket there and see if we rate limit the bot. Obviously, if you've already got a ticket, please don't send the message. The bot doesn't need that. I'll just give you guys and gals a moment on that. As we are towards wrapping up here, just a quick recap on things that you may have missed that are a little bit more than just watching the stream. I've made an announcement, which is, despite what I thought was going to happen up until recently, despite what I thought was the reality, I am actually able to go to TennoCon after all. I will be attending TennoCon this year on August the 26th. So I'll be there, and that is courtesy of DE. They've kind of pulled it out of left field. I had no idea this was coming. I'll be able to fly on over. They're covering the flight, they're covering the hotels, they're covering the VIP ticket. As an esteemed VIP is the way they phrased it. So excited to head to TennoCon. Literally would not have been possible without DE doing that. So awesome. Thank you very much, DE, on that. And separately on Friday, we'll be streaming again. It won't be Warframe on Friday. I never stream Warframe on Fridays, with very rare exceptions. Instead, this week, it's going to be Apex Legends. You can tune in for that one if you're looking forward to it. Will I be holding a fashion booth? Ask Maxim Badge. I'm not going to answer that. Steak Cake, thank you very much for dropping your Prime over here as well. Welcome to the channel proper. Enjoy your lovely blue badge. Your emotes, which you can use anywhere, both on Twitch and on Discord. You don't need Nitro to use Twitch emotes, by the way. If you're a subscriber, you can just take them anywhere. And enjoy the Sports Tea Lounge over in the Discord. Cheers. Alright, fair enough, Freddy Queen, you don't need the caps. Fair enough. Thanks for letting us know. I think that's enough time for everyone to enter the giveaway if they wanted to, so let me close that now. And it's about time to draw it. There's 119 names in it today, chat. 119 names, but only one of you is going to get it. That one of you today is Inzee. I-N-Z-E-E. Inzee, congratulations, you are the winner of today's Platinum Raffle. I'll be contacting you shortly on Twitch. In fact, Inzee, you are here right now. Brilliant, I can grab your username. Let me send you a very quick message. All I need from you is your Warframe username and a platform. There's a quick message sent over in a Twitch whisper. So yeah, send me your Warframe username platform. We'll get that platinum sent on over to you, Inzee. You can absolutely look forward to that there on your account. Congratulations. Everyone else, don't go anywhere just yet. We are going to raid on over now to another part of the Warframe community. Let me switch us over to a different screen here. Let me just kill the desktop audio, as it were, just in case someone we bump into is streaming music they shouldn't. Oh, there's always someone who has to claim raids. Alright, Telemere. Let's see, who can we raid today? When was the last time I raided Neo? Let's see, we went to Airy, and then we went to Neo pretty recently. In fact, we've done a couple in a row for him, it's lucky. Let's see, who else we got? Who else we got? Let's spread the love. The Doppelganger saying, Kenji, you're indeed a VIP in Warframe. Watch all YouTube videos. Extremely helpful. A pleasure to watch. Oh, thank you. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. I do my best. And in case you guys and gals have missed it, I've also put out a video now on the router. Also, Doppelganger, thank you very much for dropping your Prime over here as well. Thank you for joining the channel. Wow, I never noticed just how much the green screen messes with my mug, my water. That's freaky looking. It's like, it's just like I've got kind of grime in there. It's like the scum you get on a pond that's just been left to do what it does. Ew. It doesn't look like that in real, but now that I've seen that on the camera, it... HGO making a suggestion of Laser. We could go over to Laser, yeah. In fact, we can indeed do that. And Diabetic Coma, thank you for gifting a sub over to Primal Inc. I know that you've started a hype train. I know what you're trying to do, but I actually really have to pop off the stream. So I'm going to have to raid this out with that going on. I'm very sorry. You'll have to take that love and support over to the stream we'll be going to. Yeah, let's head on over to Laser. I'm assuming they're not about to finish up. Let me see how long they've been streaming. Let's hope they're not about to end. They'll be fine. Let's head on over. The channel has follower-only chat. Oh. I didn't notice. Oh, that's no good. Wait, that's not right. That's not right. That's not what it says here. Is it? Oh yeah, it's got follow-only chat. Right, sorry. No, I'm going to cancel that. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I didn't realise. I'm not going to do that to you, chat. I don't like sending you to someone who forces you to follow to speak. I'll be quite honest. I don't like doing that. So we're not going there. You can go there if you want to. We're not going there. That person's not actually streaming. Already said not going to... I feel like I set low bars for who I'm going to raid, and I feel like those low bars struggle to be crossed some days. I don't know if it's just me, but I do feel like that's a thing, so... I'm going for someone I know and can trust to receive you guys properly. Sorry for the mix around chat, but hey, if people want to raid, maybe don't lock out the ability to speak when you get raided. That just feels... to each their own. Let's raid on over to Neo today. Thank you very much, guys, for joining in. I will see you in the next one. I really have to go now, so have a very, very good one. I'll be back on Friday. Bye-bye.